You're watching Sky Sports.
Hello and welcome to the BMI Baby Elite Ice Hockey League here on Sky Sports, where the Cardiff Devils are playing host to the Basingstoke Bison. Well, folks, it truly is a battle of the South in more ways than one, both geographically and in terms of the league table so far. The Cardiff Devils sitting in 8th and the Basingstoke Bison down in the basement of the league. Alongside of me, puck's being shot at my head. Or maybe they were at you, Dave Sims. Dave, how you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. I think it probably was at me, Nick, but good to have you back off your holidays as well.
Okay, well, both teams right now, the Cardiff Devils suffering from suspension problems. The Basingstoke Bison not really getting their team all together until a couple of weeks ago, but both teams desperate for a win.
Well, definitely so. The Cardiff Devils will be looking to continue, their tradition of winning hockey games at home. They've always been a strong hockey club at home. They've built a team to play in this rink, the smallest rink in the country, and, that's why they're big and strong.
In terms of ice pad size.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of ice pad size, the smallest rink, the biggest team. Yeah. And you know what? It is a very big team. We talk about Voff, and we'll talk about more about him later, but McIver and guys like that, they're such a big and strong team, and, they'll expect to win games here.
Dave, since the Sheffield Steelers came into the league 20 years ago, and everyone talks about the rivalry with the Nottingham Panthers, but people forget about what a huge organization the Cardiff Devils were, and the Devils Cauldron and the success they had back in those days. And really, they want to get that back, that feeling back into Coventry, or into Cardiff.
Into Cardiff, yeah, definitely into Cardiff they do. You know what it is? It's one of the big names. If people are tuning in here and they're not that familiar with ice hockey, Cardiff Devils is one of the names they'll know. They'll know the Panthers, the Steelers, but they'll know the Cardiff Devils. It took them long enough to write that, eh? And they got the spelling right as well. But you know what? They are one of the big teams, and they're one of the most popular teams. They've moved where they were from. They were a city centre location. They've come out here, and every time we drive here, we see different buildings developing around this rink, and the Cardiff Devils are trying to develop and find a new fan base, and they've been successful in doing that. So they sold out their first game, but they've got to bring success back on the ice.
They're doing a lot in the community as well, aren't they?
Well, they are doing a lot in the community, and that's where you've got to go back to. You've got to go back to your roots. You've got to go and find new supporters. You can't just rely on those
players
people.
Too, new youth.
Definitely, but one thing they've got is Shannon Hope, and when you talk about the old days, we talk about Mario McEwen, Shannon Hope, the Cooper brothers.
Yeah.
Shannon Hope was a big part of that. He's come back to bring back the good times.
Okay, well, as usual, we like to bring you the highlights from last weekend's action. And Dave, take a deep breath and bring us through Saturday.
Okay, well, Saturday starts, Nick, at the NIC, and we've seen a lot of the Nottingham Panthers. They are looking hot right now, certainly offensively. One player that impressed us was Brendan Cook.
Great shot pass.
Great shot pass. And Brendan Cook, who worked so hard when we had the televised game against Hull, he gave the Panthers a 1-0 lead. A player here, a very scrappy goal here. Phil Hill just backhand bats one out to tie it at...
you got to shoot to score.
Yeah, you have. It was 2-1. Mark Lever's made it 2-1, but David Clark's about to make it 3-1. What a start to the season David Clark's having, Nick. A lot of his goals, yes, on the power play, but he has just got a knack of finding the back of the net.
Space as well, isn't he?
You know what? You can't teach people how to score goals, can you? And, he just gets a tip on that one.
He's getting in front of defensemen, spinning and turning, and
very much so. Mark Levers gets a lucky bounce to start off with here. But have a look at this for a nice finish. There's the youngster who had that terrible injury. 15 stitches in his head. Well, he had his cool head on there, and he backhands past Peter Aubrey to make it 4-1.
And then the big heavyweights go at it.
I'm really pleased Ruman's got the Y Mohican back again.
The new hairdo,
yeah, he's got the Y Mohican back again. We like that. And McIver, who we'll see tonight, with the absence of Voff, we expect McIver to be leading the physical presence. Not much of a fight, that one.
I wouldn't want to be in the middle of it.
Hey, certainly wouldn't want to be in it. Brendan Cook's about to get his second of the night.
Good payoff I mean, right from coast to coast on it, and such great individual effort on a 1-on-3.
Yeah, Jason Stone goes looking for the puck there and misses out, and what a lovely finish. Super finish. And you know what, Brendan Cook is one of those hard-working guys. I don't think he's going to score too many of these goals.
Stone will want that back, though.
Oh, sure. But I don't see Cook as one of those fancy Dan players. He's a hard-working, grinding-out player, and he's a good player. He's a good player. The other team we're going to see tonight, Basingstoke Bison, and of course Ryan Aldridge is in the lineup. Backhand finish there. Ryan Aldridge doesn't want to be in the lineup, and that's the problem for the Bison.
He doesn't mind scoring a couple of goals, does he?
He doesn't. Little scrap going on here as well. Carlisle Lewis is going to be doing a lot of this for the Coventry Blaze. And I think the heavyweights in the early part of the year, Nick, they're feeling each other out on all the teams.
Yeah. They've got to lay down the law with each other, and it is all about the beginning of the season for the physicality, isn't it?
Look at this for a goal, Nick. This really impressed me when I saw it. Matthias Soderstrom, he's not going to get too many like this. Steps inside, lets the wrister go, and it's 1-1.
You can't let guys cut in on the blue line, can you?
You can't. Here's a first-round draft pick. Scott Kelman on the power play, 5-on-3 power play, and Kelman it is that's going to put the Coventry Blaze 2-1 ahead.
Coventry's power play looks like it's starting to click, eh?
You know what, he couldn't have clicked like he did last year straight off the bat, but you know what, it hasn't taken them too long. And now look at this one, Ryan Aldridge again gets his second. And this is something that Ryan Aldridge said to me in the interviews, if I'm scoring, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Real trouble.
Yeah, but again, he probably doesn't mind.
It is. But here come the old, familiar 1-2 punch for the Coventry Blaze. It's going to be Adam Calder first. And you see Calder pick up here on a one-timer. Does anyone hit a one-timer as good as Calder?
And again, though, you go back to the basic rules of ice hockey and rink-wide passes, and you got to watch out for him in the neutral zone.
But anything Calder can do, Carlson can do just as well.
Yeah.
Fabulous finish by Dan Carlson, and first of the year, and that'll be a relief to Russ Cowley. Needs to get the monkey off his back, a lot of pressure on him, but a nice finish by Cowley there.
Yeah. All right, Dave, well, those are the highlights from Saturday, but there has been some news and some movement as well.
Well, the Hull Stingrays, let's start off with them. They have finally found a replacement for Bernier, who left them, and Aaron Wilson, who played with the Austin Ice Barons last year. A 6'4" defenseman. He was the defensive partner of Sean Kerr, so he has come into the Hull Stingrays lineup. They'll hope to have him in the lineup for this weekend. Now, here's an interesting one. David Nimmo, you won't have heard of him. First year pro last year in the Central League, 41 goals, 43 assists. And he's just signed for the Edinburgh Capitals. And then Grant Jacobson of the Manchester Phoenix. He's just fled the nest of Manchester one short.
Quick time for a deep breath and bring us through Sunday's highlights.
Okay, Sunday's highlights. Where are we going to start? Or do we have to? We'll start in Manchester. Steelers taking an early lead. Rod Sarich scoring his second goal of the year. Sheffield coming off the back of a great victory over Hull. But this guy is David Burgard. He just scores for fun and seems to score from every single angle. And Burgard made it 1-1. Went into a penalty shootout, Nick. No score in regulation or overtime. Here's Burgard again. And a lovely finish over the shoulder of Jody Lehman. What it meant was Nathan Gillies had to score this one. Gillies against Stephen Murphy, and Murphy made the save. So Steelers with 1 point, but the Manchester Phoenix with 2. Let's take you into Hull Challenge Cup action here. Jason Costadine is going to get the first goal for the Hull Stingrays. Nottingham Panthers going with their backup netminder, Jeff Woolhouse. And Woolhouse had an outstanding game. You know what, I think he's probably the best of the backups as well, young Jeff Woolhouse. Wasn't long though before Gal Braith it was, who got the Panthers on the score sheet and tied the game at 1-1. Gal Braith is another one of those players, you know, who has got that scoring knack just round the net.
And the Panthers power play as well is just looking incredibly
Reminds me of the Coventry power play, tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
You know, if you take penalties against Nottingham, you're going to lose against Nottingham. Simple as that. But have a look at this for a nice finish as well. Young Levers, who we saw score on Saturday night. Look at this for a pass, Tessier. What a pass, Dan Tessier. Finds Levers. And two fabulous passes from the Testmeister. And he certainly is doing his job. Ruman took the big shot. Just gets knocked down. Now, on all the websites, this goal wasn't given to Costadine. Well, if he didn't score it, I'm a Dutchman. Posterdine gets his second of the night, and he tied it. So Challenge Cup keeps it tight in that group. Hull 2, Nottingham Panthers 2. Do you want to go back to Cardiff? Cardiff and Coventry. A couple of weeks ago, I saw Coventry take a 3-0 lead against Cardiff. Cardiff came back to win it. Deja vu. Coventry in trouble early doors here in Cardiff. It was Perpich that got the Cardiff Devils off. 9th of the season in 43 seconds. A guy I'm looking forward to see tonight is Lapatelier. He scores there. And he made it 2-0 for the Cardiff Devils. And the former Basingstoke Bison, Derek Campbell, is going to tap in for 3-0. So the Coventry Blaze, lot on their shoulders. They needed one back in the first period. They got one back as well. Jason Silverthorne just fluffs on that one, and Scott Kelman comes in, makes it 3-1. Well, obviously Paul Thompson had a lot to say in the dressing room between the two periods. And back came the Coventry Blaze. And it's going to be the big lad, Carlisle Lewis, who just steps in. Nobody there to get him, was there, eh? Nobody covered Carlisle Lewis, and he made it 3-2. And last year we talked a lot about Sylvain de Châtelet when he was down here, Nick, in Cardiff. And you'll see him score the all-talented guy, eh? And you'll see him.
Born with talent, and just wanted to see that guy kind of come out of his shell and really play to his potential. And
he tied it at 3-3. Corey Leclerc has got the unenviable job of taking over from Neil Martin.
Which you can't.
You just can't do, yeah. and I think everybody realises that. But hey, you know what? Leclerc gets into a scoring position, finishes well. His first of the season is 4-3. Coventry obviously having the onslaught here. Ben O'Connor has had an impressive start to the year. Nice back out play. Look at this for a 2-on-1. This is how you play. De Châtelet and Barry more. How do you like it? How do you like it? And Jason Silverthorne did pull a goal back. I like Silverthorne. Interesting that Gerard Adams has split Silverthorne and Perpich today. But Silverthorne's going to get a late one back here for the Cardiff Devils. But it was the Coventry Blaze that were 5-4 victors here in Cardiff on Sunday. That goal's going to come in a second, I assure you, Nick. Here it is. There it is. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Right. Okay, well, now we can have just a look through those results from Saturday. There they all are for you, and no real. I mean, any surprises there for you? Or
well, Newcastle beating Manchester. It took them penalty shots, and you know, Manchester went in there with a full strength team. Newcastle were a couple of guys down.
And then on to Sunday, and Newcastle really against Edinburgh. I mean,
Newcastle can't play 2 games in a weekend for some reason. Yeah. You know what? That Sunday game's killing them.
And then into the league table, and the Belfast Giants and Nottingham up there. You know, with Manchester, I suppose. You know, in 3rd place. Really surprising a lot of people.
Well, we spoke about that 11 import rule helping Manchester and Tony Hann and Stephen Murphy playing well. They're the dark horse right now.
Let's hear about your comment about whether or not a British goalie can win
the league. Yeah. I didn't say they couldn't come second, though, did I? They can come second, just not first.
Okay, well, let's go back into tonight's game. And one of the guys, Dave, I know you're a big fan of, is Brad Vaught. We've talked about him being a marquee player in the league, and the Cardiff Devils, he's the captain, he's the leader, he's the heartbeat, like Sylvain Cloutier is to the Coventry Blaze. They're going to miss him tonight.
You've got to miss a guy like Brad Vaught. He's an inspirational leader. He's a presence out on the ice. And, you know, when he's doing his game and playing to the best of his ability, he's unstoppable. He can score, he can hit, he can fight, he can intimidate teams. He can do all of those good things, which is why he's such a controversial character when things go the other way. But you know what? There are 9 teams in the league that don't have him that would love to have him, Nick.
They would, wouldn't they?
They would.
And earlier on, I talked to probably the most talked about guy in the league, Brad Vaught. Brad, you're 4 games into a 12-game suspension, handed out to you right at the beginning of a season. How frustrating is that for you?
Well, really frustrating. I mean, 12 games is a lot of games, and you know, it didn't really hit me at first, but you know, after sitting out 2 of the games, I'm like, oh, I got 10 more to go, and you know, it's pretty difficult and you know, frustrating in the fact that you know, I didn't think I deserved it, and you know, I've talked to a few other people that have been pretty supportive, and they've said, you know, I don't think you deserved it either. So you know, I got people on my side, but you know, it's that 8 more games is tough.
What are your feelings on the suspension and other suspensions as well that have been handed out so early on in the season, the league trying to make their mark on how they want the game to be played?
Well, I mean, I support the league in taking some of the the dirty stuff out of the game, but usually you're told at the beginning of the year that they're going to do it, and not after the fact. And if they really want it out, I mean, they're probably going to have to keep giving people long suspensions. Other things in the league have happened, and other people have had big suspensions, and it's not good. But I mean, I guess if that's what they want to do, that's what they're going to have to do.
You had a big suspension last year as well, and then this one. I mean, how does it change your game, or has it, or is it gonna?
Well, I guess it does a little bit. I mean, I don't regret really the things I've done, and that's part of my game is to be physical. With my slash or whatever, I should probably take the stick work out of it or whatever, and just stick with the body contact and everything. But even that I still have to watch. I'm a bigger guy, my shoulders get up and into people's face, and sometimes the elbows get up. It just happens, and you're not out there to hurt anybody, but I've been elbowed by little guys too by accident. So it happens, and I'll have to watch it a little bit, but you can't get focused on it.
You say you are a bigger guy. Do you think that the officials there are always keeping an eye on you?
I guess it's hard not to because I stick out a little bit. No, I don't think they're out to get me. They're out there to do their job, and most of them, well, all of them are they all have class, and they're not home team favorites or anything like that. But I stick out, and it's hard to sneak an elbow in there sometimes. But no, I'm just kidding. But they're pretty good to me, and if they want to look away every once in a while, I think they should do it.
You've been down here in Cardiff for a few seasons now. What's it like playing for the Devils?
I love it here. This is my 4th year now, and the fans are great. There's a great setup here. We got new owners that have been great to us, and it's just a very welcoming city, and I love it here. Else I wouldn't have signed back. The only thing I could maybe want to change is a little bit of the rain, but.
Forget it, dude.
Yeah.
Get a big umbrella.
Unless we expand down to Spain or Mexico or something.
Well, you mentioned you got new owners now, and the Cardiff Devils have had a long history of hockey in the city. Where are things going now that you're under new ownership and leadership? Well,
everybody's really excited that Matt's involved and Shannon Hope's involved, and we're pretty excited on where it's going. In a couple of years, hopefully get into a new arena. But for right now, we're in this arena, and it's great. I don't think teams don't really enjoy playing in this arena. It's small, it's tough, and we've got a big team, and we're happy with it right now. But next couple of years are going to be pretty good.
Let's go back to this season now, and it's just the beginning. And where do you see the Devils ending up at the end of the year?
Well, I don't like kind of guessing where we're.
Predictions, so.
I don't like predictions that much, but we want to be top 3 at least. We kind of come off to a slow start, and we've kind of given a couple games away. We want to change that. We're a better hockey team than that, and we're definitely going to do it. And we want to win something this year for sure, and I think we will. We got the players in place to do it.
Well, there's the main man himself. And earlier on, Dave caught up with both head coaches, Ryan Aldridge and Jared Adams.
Jared, game 3 for you against the Basingstoke Bison. 1-1, lost 1.
Yeah, it was an interesting weekend there. We beat them 7-2 up there, and then came back the next night, lost 4-3. Their goalie, he had an outstanding game.
I was going to say, they look like they've picked up a good one in Kevin Reiter, don't they?
Yeah, he looks extremely well. I mean, I think we had over 50 shots on him, and they're quality shots from in tight. And, good on him for the recruiting. I think they did a good job in him.
In this small barn, you'll want to get onto Basingstoke quickly tonight, especially with that Cruikshank in their lineup.
Oh, definitely. And I think, we're on a little bit of a slide right now, too. So we need to get a little confidence going early, and we definitely need to force their defensemen.
Just had a look at your lineup. You've juggled the lines around tonight. What was your reasoning behind that?
I think just guys getting a little bit complacent, and we've given up a lot of goals lately, and I think we need to get a little bit stronger down the middle. And, I got to get Rod Hinks going a little bit, so we'll get him in the center position and, force him to work a little harder.
Ryan, you come to Cardiff a little short-handed tonight. No Cruikshank suspended, but also no Eric Braff now.
Yeah, obviously Braffa's injury is still keeping him off the ice. Brad's suspension, we've still got another 2 more games to play without him. So we've got another guy obviously stepping in tonight from Swindon on a 2-way, but we just scraped together 3 lines, and you know, we played with less than that last time we were here and managed to squeeze a win out. So hopefully we'll do that again.
It's a good job. You've got the prolific Ryan Aldridge. We see you in our highlights package getting a couple of goals.
Yeah, you know we've got problems when I'm the only one on the score sheet, but yeah, it was a couple of, you know, on the line with Chubbs that night. It's pretty easy to put the puck in the net when you're playing on line with him. So.
One area you don't seem to have a problem with is your goaltending. Since Kevin Wright has come in, nothing but positives said about him.
Yeah, Kevin was definitely worth the wait. He's not only a great guy off the ice in the locker room, which we all knew about. Obviously, he was a winner. We knew he was a winner when we signed him, and I don't think they've had a winner goalie in Basingstoke for a few years, so he was key. And he's come in and shown us exactly what he can do right from the start. He's been unbelievable for us.
Not being rude, but that position is so vital for you, isn't it? He has to be your best player every night to give you a chance to win.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. With you know, whereabouts we are right now, we needed a top goalie, and that's what we got.
Yeah, but you come to a Cardiff rink where you've been successful this year, beating the Cardiff Devils the last time here.
Yeah, I think it suits, when we're short bench, it suits our system maybe on the road a little bit more, clogging up the neutral zone and just forcing them to dump the puck, hopefully, and you know, take our chances when we get them.
And Dave, our ones to watch for the Basingstoke Bison, almost every game really, Chambers.
Everybody loves Greg Chambers. You and me love him, and everybody loves him. Why? Because he's super skilled. Sometimes he drives you to the point of insanity because you expect him to give you sometimes that little bit more, because he really could be one of the...
The guy is probably one of the most talented guys in the league, isn't he?
Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3 for talent, and that's what sometimes frustrates you. Super talented. He makes some great passes.
But that he's not in the EIHL.
Well, that's right. You know what? But he has the talent. He could have gone, I think, to perhaps some different leagues in Europe. And here's a guy.
Ryder, the new goalie who we talked about in Belfast and how he's been. I mean, the guy's outstanding, isn't he? And he's just finding his feet in the league.
With all due respect to Basingstoke, they need a 1-2-3 goaltender. In Kevin Ryder, they've got a 1-2-3 goaltender. You know what?
He's going to face 50 every game, though.
Every game. And he has to be their best player every single night for the Bison to have a chance.
And what do you think about it? Is his movement and stuff? I mean, he's just as good as anyone in the league, isn't he?
Well, you know what, a good goalie is a goalie who stops shots, and how they do it in different ways. And
how would you do it, Dave?
I just stand there and hope it hits me.
Just have some more ice cream, buddy, and you'll get there.
But here's a guy we'll be trying to score past him tonight. Silverthorne's been on fire this year, Nick.
Again, one of the guys that you talk about all the time.
All the time. I liked him when he was with the Edinburgh Capitals a couple of years ago. I think he had a great bidding in year last year in Cardiff. He's leading the league in scoring. Jared Adams, as we've said a couple of times, has swapped him and Perpich off the line together. I saw them in Coventry. They, in 20 minutes, destroyed Coventry, the two of them.
And Perpich is another guy we got to keep an eye on.
Only played 7 games for the Cardiff Devils last year. Nick had that terrible injury that ruled him out. This guy can finish, and Jared Adams must have seen something he liked, because he brought him back this year after just seeing those 7 games. And lo and behold, you know, Silverthorne, Perpich, these are the 2 reasons why I think Cardiff have got a better than average chance of winning tonight.
And there are ones to watch for tonight's game. And Dave, it's that time again. How do you think things are going to go?
You always want me to make the prediction, don't you, Nick?
You know me, I'm on the fence, guy.
I'm going to go with
That's
Cardiff.
why I don't have any enemies.
That's why nobody's throwing pucks at you, isn't it? Yeah. I think Cardiff are going to win this. I'm not just saying that because people are throwing pucks at me. They've got too much offence. I think Ryder's going to have a busy night, and as good as he is, I think in this rink, the big bodies of Cardiff, they get the puck to the net. I think Silverthorne and Perpich especially are going to have a big night, and I think they'll win by 2 or 3.
All right, Dave. Well, folks, don't go anywhere. We've got first period action coming your way between the Basingstoke Bison and the Cardiff Devils.
Welcome back. Free bad rough, they say here in Cardiff. In fact, they're all cheering that at the moment. They took them a period to spot us, Brad, but they finally got us. And we're ready to go then. Second period, you've been down to the Basingstoke dressing room. What's the atmosphere like in there?
The boys are upbeat. You know, we're still in this game, and 1 goal down going into the second period in Cardiff's never a bad thing.
Right back, Cardiff Devils attack. Chance out in front. Campbell couldn't quite get there. Interesting song choice from the Cardiff fans. They're obviously not too impressed with their own team at the moment, if they're worried about the Sky Sports commentator. Chipped into the corner. Aldridge couldn't quite get there. Campbell does have it. Gets it back out to look. Oh, it's gone in. It's gone right off the back of Kevin Reiter. It's the Tulip who's got it. Second goal of the night. 32 seconds in. And the Tulip makes it 2-0. Broke down the left-hand side. Poor old Kevin Reiter just went under him and he couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's a goal. I'm sure all goalies want to have back, and not much you can do though. I think it bounced off Trevor Reed or maybe hit Wright's back there. I'm not sure. We'll see on the replay. Yeah, I think it went off Reeder's skates.
So the Cardiff Devils now lead by 2-0.
Off Trevor's stick there.
Yeah.
Not much you can do on that one.
No, just goes through the legs then. We said earlier, if Kevin Reiter can see it, normally Kevin Reiter can stop it, but you just can't do anything about that. Thompson chips it in there. Does Stewart go and get it? No, he doesn't. He decides not to. Thompson still does a pretty good job. Stone has him penned in there. Hughes tries to get the cycle going, but Hill is a big and strong lad. Gets it out as far as toe. Silverthorne, nice pass. Gets it back out to Hartwig, the big defenseman. Headmans the puck. Tries to find Silverthorne with a shot come past. Silverthorne chips in again, but Hughes will bang one off the boards. Gets it out only as far as centre ice. Jarvis collects, hits the red line. Chips in. Curtis Patrick. As we said earlier, first game back tonight, Curtis Patrick, following a 3-game ban. Here comes Hinks and comes with speed. Shot's going to come from the outside. Rita can see it, so Rita stops it. And Young Watt. Well, I think he's in the junior system down in Swindon, wasn't he? And I think still plays in Bracknell now.
Actually, he's playing for Swindon right now.
He's playing with Swindon.
Yep.
So he's on a 2-way contract,
yep.
And coming up to play for the Bison today. There's Peter Aubrey in his second spell here with the Cardiff Devils. Of course, also had a spell in Newcastle, 31-year-old. Comes from Windsor, Ontario. Here's Perpich. Wrap around. Campbell goes to the net, so does the Tulip. Jarvis. The Tulip just got manhandled and moved out of the way. Reed it is who chips into the neutral zone. Sticking on Mark Richardson when he was in Cardiff, of course. He was raved about, wasn't he? He was going to be the next big thing. And here's Chambers. We stop everything when Chambers gets the puck, because anything could happen and anything might. And it fell to Ryan Aldridge and it just ran off the end of his stick. And if certainly if Richardson, just to finish on him, can get back to that Cardiff form, then Basingstoke have got a hell of a player.
Yeah, for sure. And that's pretty much what we're looking for out of Richie this year. And so far he's done it.
So hard to replace Greg Owen, wasn't it? And still on the puck is Latulip, but so hard to replace Owen.
Yeah. Owie was unbelievable for us, and we definitely miss him, but I think Richie has filled in and done that job perfect.
Chambers, who will be meeting up with his old teammate Greg Owen when GB go to Poland in a few weeks' time. Heads up play by Chambers, hits the red line and chips it forward. Collected by Hartwick as Basingstoke come for a change. They've got to move it a little bit, and Thompson does. He tries his level best to get across there. Silverthorne shoots the puck from the outside. And I think if the shots come from the outside all night, then Kevin Reiter and Basingstoke will be happy.
Yeah, he's not going to let too many of those in. If we can keep the outside, and that's what we just said in between periods, especially on the power play, if we can keep their shots to the outside, up top, Kevin will stop those.
Face-off just in front of Kevin Reiter's goal. Face-off win by Hinks, back to Francis. Hartwig chips low. Reiter comes out and runs into one of his own players. Hughes makes the pass to Stewart. He's got Thompson ahead of him. Danny Stewart gets taken down. Penalties coming in. And the Basingstoke Bison, and it's Campbell, who I believe will go with a tripping call. And the Basingstoke Bison go on their first power play of the night, so a perfect opportunity to try and tie things up here, Brad.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time. You knew that Hicksy had to come around and put one of the white guys in the box, and hopefully we can come out here and get one back here and get back into this game.
Of course, they won't tie things up, but they'll looking for their first goal. 2-0 they trail. Just see the little trip there. I was about to say, sometimes the Stewart do too much and overhandle the puck. Sometimes you're perhaps looking for him to make that play.
He does. I mean, that's something that Aldi talks with Stewie about all the time. And Stewie loves to get the puck. He loves to rush the puck. And if he has an opportunity to beat 3 guys, he's going to try.
We saw him score some of the most skilled super goals last year, breakaways and so forth. He's got a load of moves, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did that last year numerous amount of times when he would skate end to end and go through 3 or 4 guys. So, it's just tough for him. He's just got to make sure he doesn't try and do it every time.
Pick your spots.
Exactly.
Yeah, just got to pick your spots. Here is the man, Stewart. Hughes is burst into the far post. Stewart again, perhaps just overhandles it, and Cardiff clear all the way back down to Aubrey's goal. 30 seconds off the penalty. Chambers and Reid combined well. It's Reid who will bring the puck out. Stewart will try and chip down low. Hughes goes to get it, but Aubrey gets there first. High rim off the glass. Doesn't get past Stewart. Stewart gets it back to Chambers. Chambers, who has time on the puck. He's looking for a lane to shoot through. He couldn't find that, so he gives it back to Stewart. Stewart has now got Chambers. Chambers throws it at the net. And Aubrey just shut his legs in time. Quick out, and it's Campbell. Chambers comes back. Campbell takes a shot denied by Rita. And Chambers is there just to pick that loose puck up. Important stop on a penalty kill. Hughes picks the puck up from Stewart. Aldridge comes onto the ice on the power play with 52 seconds remaining. Chambers has the puck just bounce all the way past him, goes down to Kevin Rita. An important stop by Kevin Rita on that breakaway.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, you go down 3-0, that's a killer, and especially when it's a shorthanded goal, it just takes the life out of your team, and you never want to give up any shorthanded goals.
Jeremy Cornish, who was having a mumble and a grumble to me in the first period break about his penalty. Always mumbles and grumbles. Aldridge.
I think we all do.
Yeah. Back to Jeremy Cornish. I remember in Belfast you were saying, was it really a penalty I took? And we showed you the video and you went, oh dear.
Yeah.
It was. So Corney manages to tie his man up down low there. Gets a face-off just in front of Peter Aubrey. 5.5 minutes gone in the second period, and there is Derek Campbell. Last year with the Basingstoke Bison. This year with the Cardiff Devils. And this was the short-handed chance he had, Brad.
Yeah, I'm surprised DC didn't try and take on Chubbs there, recognizing he's a forward and maybe pull a little move on him, but.
Silverthorne on his backhand tries to, Stone it is, who tries to just run the puck round. There's a chance out in front. Oh, and Richardson thought he'd scored. Close range on Peter Aubrey. And the Bison did well to get the puck in front, and Richardson just tried to get it upstairs, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a nice play. Moved the puck nice and quick line the net there, and it opened up Richie, and he got some good wood on that, but it's a nice save by Aubrey.
Shot comes in on Reiter. He had a good year for you last year. Played well.
Jarvie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jarvie played well for us while he was there. I don't think he was too happy with his time spent there, but, he came in and did a job for us, and, we appreciated it.
Here's Toe. Toe tries to get a shot out. Silverthorne leaves it to Hill. He's bouncing on the blue ice right by the line. Now a little bit of afters, a little bit of pushing and shoving. Silverthorne, if that would have been a goal, would have made just a super sexy play there. But really, Silverthorne had the chance and really should have just shot it, shouldn't they?
Yeah, that's a tough pass to give up right here. He had Ryder down and out. Kind of passed it back right into where Ryder was. It's a tough shot for whoever that was there.
Ryder makes a save, second save. Just a little bit of afters between these two big, tough, strong teams. The Devils get it to the Bison, get it to the red line and chip in. The Tulip it is who will skate out, and one of the Cardiff fans said to me in the breaks, one of the nicer Cardiff fans I spoke to, in fact there was only one of them I spoke to, and she said that Tulip, he's so skilled, he's so, he has a bit of everything, but there's no end product, and And at the moment, we've seen a little bit of that, haven't we? We've seen a lot of skill, a lot of nice fancy down passes, but we haven't yet seen too much in product. I know he's got that second goal, but you're looking for a bit more from your top guys.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'd rather him not find it tonight. Maybe he can wait till the weekend for that.
How long before you're back?
Sunday.
Sunday. Who's that against?
In Sheffield.
Oh, in Sheffield.
Yeah.
There you go. Here comes the Cardiff Devils. Hinks is going to get there. Reiter gets there first. Rogers just a bit out of position. Hinks tried to just centre a pass. Aldridge forces Jarvis. No luck there. Francis chips in. Reiter comes out. Reed hard up the glass. Aldridge can't quite pick up on it. Puts Jarvis under pressure. Throws a right hand as well at Jarvis, who gives him a little bit back. Last year's coach Aldridge is out in front. Aldridge couldn't quite get onto that pass. Here's Chambers again. Just watch this. Look at this. It's the puck into the middle. But now it's the Cardiff Devils are breaking the right-hand side. Hit the red line. They'll go into the opposite corner. They'll chip in. Come for a change. Silverthorne Hill. Toe. They come out. Line change for the Cardiff Devils. Watt is out there for Basingstoke. Chambers still out there as well. But Toe gets it down the left-hand side to Hill. Hill will try and centre a pass, but good work from young Reynolds. He's done a sterling job on the blue line, playing as one of just 4 defensemen tonight for Basingstoke. Silverthorne on the puck, takes a shot, right with a save, with a double save as well. Hill it was who had the second bite of the cherry. Penalty coming in, it's going against Basingstoke, still got a chance. Reiter makes the stop as Hill got the shot away, but not one but 2 super stops by Kevin Reiter.
Yeah, that was unbelievable again, and you know that's what Kevin does, and I am glad we have him here.
Kevin Reiter, of course, who had 48 games in Fort Wayne last year. He's got an 88.7% saves percentage. So a penalty on the clock, and it goes against Curtis Patrick. Hartwick over on the left-hand side, wants the puck. Hasn't come to him yet. Pripich is in the corner. Puck is bouncing and bobbling. Nobody can get good puck possession. Play gets taken down, and Cardiff are going to the penalty box.
That might have been a bit of an even-up call there.
I think it was. It's Latulip who's going to the sin bin. Did I just see the signal for slashing as well? Rather than tripping? I thought it was a trip, but never mind.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a trip.
Yeah. So we're going to play 4-on-4 for the next 79 seconds before Basingstoke will have some power play time. And it's Latulip who heads up. In Corpus Christi last year had 12 goals and 30 assists in his time in the Central League. Here come the Cardiff Devils. Cut to the middle with Hinks, and he gets intercepted. Chance of a 2-on-1. Chambers finds Stewart. Oh, and it just went to the wrong side of Danny Stewart. Chambers still on the puck. It just doesn't come off his stick, does it? I mean, he gets forced, and in fairness, he gets forced and forced well there. But Chambers gets it, hammers it back into Jarvis, his former teammate. And Jarvis will go behind the goal of Aubrey and collect. Just under 10 minutes remain in this second session. A 1-0 first period, and so far a 1-0 second in favour of the Cardiff Devils. They lead Basingstoke 2-0 with Campbell and Latulip the scorers. 4-on-4 play here for just under 30 seconds before Basingstoke come back to full strength. Silverthorne collects, nice little play to Pripich. Pripich takes a shot, but it was a weak wrist shot, and he went right down the belly of Kevin Reiter. So just 18 seconds on the penalty. It's important that Cardiff just keep an eye on what's going on in the penalty box when Basingstoke come to full strength. Another player appears on the ice. Man out in front is Pripich. And it was Big Trevor Reed who noticed that and quickly got back. You hear the goalie stick bangs on the ice. That just tells his teammates there's 4 or 5 seconds left. Icing negated there. And here come the Basingstoke Bison. They got 30 seconds of power play. Can they get back into this one? Can they get on the score sheet with Reed, Redline and in? Chambers down the right-hand side. Can he be first to the puck? He can. He gets hit for his trouble and the puck coughs up and Cardiff have an easy out. Campbell it is who chases that puck. Rita's got it and Rita will help it on its way where it's collected by Reid. Reid with the long outlet pass. Fine shoes, who's got an awkward skating style. He gets there. Chambers cross-ice pass to Reid and good job forcing here by the Cardiff Devils, and Basingstoke not having too much luck on their power play, and they are now back to full strength and they come 3-on-3. Latulip makes a nice pass just inside for Campbell. Second bite of the cherry as Goulet finishes on Latulip and the loose puck just skewers out and Stewart comes right down the middle. Hits the red line and as we've said before goes past one. Tries to go past two but Stone with the poke check. Back to Stewart who gets every shot away. It's deflected. Hughes it is who shoots. Turns on a sixpence but doesn't force a save out of Albury. Toe chips down, his icing again negated. Goulet helps it on its way and Patrick will go into a corner, gets a big hit for his trouble by Derek Campbell. This time it's Neil Francis that finishes his hit. There's a loose stick out there, somebody's holding, no penalty called. Francis will just try and get a cycle going, chips in. Cowmeadow looking for the man out in front. Hinks try to find him as well. Cowmeadow wants the puck back. Hinks gets it, no penalty. Somebody thought there was a holding call just to my left there, but no holding call. And now the fans getting on the back of referee Michael Hicks. Goulet in that corner, it's just out of our view. Hinks is waiting for it just out in front of Reiter's goal. Richardson just trying to just force his man wide. Hinks it is who gets a shot. Quick legs again. Stop and a half there by Kevin Rita. Well, Basingstoke still can't clear. Jarvis has it. Basingstoke are tired now. Second period, they can't get to their bench. Their bench is further away from their defensive zone. And now Patrick will bring it right down the middle. He'll just want to get it to the red line and chip in and come for a change. That's exactly what he does. A four-man change, but offside he's called. I thought it was ice in there, but it was offside. Young Reynolds. So an important time, an important part of the game here for the Basingstoke team. They've just got to get on the score sheet, haven't they? They're just going to try and find some offense somewhere. What's running through his mind right now, your coach?
Yeah, it's frustrating. You know, our guys work hard every night. We're short-staffed, and you know, when you don't get that first goal, the first period, first couple of periods, you know, the confidence level kind of goes down, and you guys just got to stick with it and, you know, do what they have to do to try and get the puck in the net.
Well, I suppose if there is something going in Basingstoke favour, it is that, you know, Coventry were 3-0 down here on Sunday.
Never count us out.
Here's young Watts. Just tried to, we counted you out, you know, against Belfast, and then you went and scored 2 or 3 quick ones, and
then somebody took a penalty.
Yeah, who was that guy? We'll think of his name. Here's young Reynolds, who hasn't put a foot wrong, has he, the youngster? Clears into the neutral zone where Toe collects. Is Hill offside there? Toe does a nice move, comes inside, he's looking for Silverthorne. I think when you're Matt Toe and Phil Hill, your automatic reaction always is to look for Silverthorne, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. that would be my reaction too.
Every time one of those lads gets the puck, I kind of eyes up and see where Silverthorne is, expecting the pass to go in that direction. Reid to Reynolds, back to Reid. He's logged a lot of ice time tonight. As Trevor Reid comes one off the glass, hasn't got a lot of options. And when you haven't got an option as a defenseman, you end up just doing that, don't you?
Yeah, you got to, and you got to be careful in these rinks too. This glass is so low, and with that delayed penalty rule, I know I've been stung here a couple times, and you know, you just got to watch how high you put it.
Basingstoke try and get to the net with Patrick. Aubrey makes a glove save again. Little bit of pushing and shoving. Is there a bit of dancing going on here? I don't think so.
Paddy's pretty willing. I think he wants to get that first fight out of the way, and he's tried the last couple games.
So Peter Aubrey still yet to concede. Basingstoke throw the puck at the net. You see Patrick just getting involved there. First of all, it was Hartwick. I think it was Privilege, wasn't it, who came in and had a few words. Stone involved as well. So Richardson in the face-off circle. Face-off win here would be just what the doctor ordered. It's a better chance of it now with Silverthorne out of action. Richardson versus Hill. but struggling to get a face-off win in the offensive zone. Jarvis goes into the corner. The player coach Aldridge battling, hack and chop down there. He's working hard. Richardson as well. Jarvis does manage to get the puck out to Toe. Toe, red line, chips in. Silverthorne goes a chasing for Kevin Reiter. And then there was a little bit of a move out of the way. Young Toe and Goulet.
I don't think there'll be too many guys spraying our goalie this year.
No. It's a pretty big defence end you've got there. And it's Goulet, though, who's going up to the penalty box.
To be honest, it's an unsportsmanlike conduct when a guy does that. I know I've done it before and got called on it, so I'm not sure why he doesn't take both guys here.
Yeah, he sprays him and Goulet just moves him out the way.
Clearly sprayed him, and Goose just goes and moves him out of the way.
He looks a big chap, that fella, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Tell him to make me a friend on Facebook, really. I like having guys like him on my side here. So, into the final quarter of this second period. 4:33 remain. And it's power play time to the Cardiff Devils, so that means we see Latulip, Pripich, Campbell, Silverthorne drops back to the back end there. It's so important they get early puck possession, and they do straight off the face-off. Latulip wants it. Pripich goes to the front of the net. Hartwig, nice pass to Silverthorne, finds his man. Hartwig takes a shot, there's a deflection, there's a big chance, and Pripich shoots and scores. Power play goal for the Cardiff Devils. First of the night for Mike Pripich. And the Cardiff Devils lead the Bison by 3-0. Second goal of the second period. The Cardiff fans are happy. The Basingstoke fans to my left sit dejected. The man next to me is not too best pleased either. But they just got that early puck possession and worked it down low well.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We wanted to stay tight in our PK, and they made two passes there and we spread out. You can see it pretty clearly how far apart our guys were. The guy gets a wide open shot from the back, and if Ryder makes the first save, we got to get the puck out. We got to clear it, and we didn't, and it cost us a goal.
We saw it in the first period, didn't we, where Ryder made the first save, and then the defenseman from Basingstoke cleared it out of the way, but there he wasn't able to do that. No. So Ryder, who has been just simply outstanding, as he was in Belfast when we saw him a couple of weeks ago. But he's trailing by 3-0. To keep your viewers interested, Cardiff did lead 3-0 on Sunday. They ended up losing that game. Somehow, I don't think they're going to do it twice within a week. And Basingstoke will try and force and just try and... They're struggling to create any really good quality, clear-cut offensive chances right now.
Yeah, and then that's obviously another thing we talked about in between periods was how pretty much boring our chances were. We were shooting from the outside. We weren't getting anyone in front of the net. You're not going to score on Aubrey.
So what do you have to do different? What is it that has to change for Basingstoke to create those better chances?
To be honest, right now, what we need to do is just get guys in front of the net and throw pucks from anywhere and try and get some rebound goals, some ugly goals, and that'll get some confidence going, and then we'll start getting the other chances.
Aldridge does go to the net. Goulet first of all threw it to the net. This time it was Patrick the second time. So maybe they're listening. Richardson cuts to the inside. He's got a chance here. Gets held up well, and nice play again. It's that man Silverthorne. It's amazing what happens over here. You've been here long enough now. Some guys get better the more they play over here. And Silverthorne did a good job with the Edinburgh Capitals, did a really good job last year with the Cardiff Devils, but now he seems to be the leader, the go-to guy. He's been promoted, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's improved every year dramatically. And, when I played with him in Detroit, he was good, he was skilled and stuff, but, he didn't put up the numbers even close that he's putting up over here. And I think that's just with confidence and time, and he plays so much over here that everybody grows so much as players.
Well, Cardiff had a pretty skilled team last year, Deschatelet, a few others as well, and he was more of the supporting cast. Now he's definitely the lead guy. He's the star, I think, of this Cardiff Devils team. Is Jarvis. Fires went in from long range. Campbell goes over to collect. There's going to be an out. There is an out. But at the moment, the Cardiff Devils are just forcing. Now it is the Patrick gets taken down. Penalty called, and it's going to be Jarvis who goes to the penalty box, giving the Basingstoke Bison a power play as this second period comes to an end. And here's the perfect opportunity to just get a bit of a momentum change.
Yeah, this is perfect. The last 2 minutes of the period, if we can get a goal here, that changes everything.
Wes Jarvis, his first year here in Cardiff, as we said earlier. Of course, played in Basingstoke last year. Second round pick of the New York Rangers, so very highly thought of at some point in his career.
Yeah, that's definitely a high draft pick for a D-man. Good on him. I think he signed also and attended their camp, and I think he might have played preseason game.
It's amazing, isn't it? Some guys, don't get drafted, and all of a sudden they have a career in the show, and then some guys get highly drafted. I remember in Sheffield, we had a guy called Jeff Brown, first round pick of the New York Rangers, played in Cardiff actually the year afterwards, and
first round Brown.
Yeah, first round Brown.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, within 6 months of being picked, he was in the coast, and 12 months later, he was in, England. So some players, it's just not meant to be. Basingstoke on the power play. Shot comes from the outside. They have gone to the net. Richardson it was. Chambers, where's an A? Looking for some leadership and looking for a bit of inspiration off one of the most skilled players in the whole British League. Pripich comes to force Reiter. Reiter back to Reid. It's a little lackadaisical right now from Basingstoke. Somebody needs to remind them they're 3-0 down and they've only got 21.5 minutes left. Thompson chips in, just gets over this very low plexiglass, but there will be a face-up in the offensive zone, and never a time for a face-up win. It's right now. We see Rod Hinks going out there, and certainly he skates and he's as skilled as pretty much any player, isn't he? One of the better skaters in the league.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of him this year, but I know when he was in Newcastle, he's a good player. He's fast.
He's had a career in Europe as well, where skating is just of the, skating is probably more called upon in Sweden, Switzerland,
sure.
Denmark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chambers, 45 seconds left on the power play. Just over 1:20 left on the period. Chambers again, trying to get puck possession and get it in, but Cardiff doing a good job of forcing there. Here's Stewart. Hartwig takes him off the puck. Big man Hartwig just knocks Stewart off the puck. From up here, and I bow to your better judgment, Stewart's getting a bit frustrated to me. He's trying to overhandle it a little bit, and perhaps that's not working quite well right now.
No, he just needs to simplify things and get the puck in and start moving the puck, and things will happen for him.
Stewart is in front of the goal. He's continuing to work hard though and put an effort in. He's one of the problems sometimes as well, Brad, that when the captain's sat up in the stands and he's out there, other guys perhaps sometimes try a bit too hard to fill the gap a little bit, and then they do overplay a tad.
Yeah, I think that's what happens when you play shorthanded anywhere, and I think we learned that last year in a lot of games.
Goulet takes a shot as he scored. The red light has gone on. Aubrey closed his legs and he looked behind him very quickly. Referee Michael Hicks will go and speak to the goal judge.
I think it was in.
You always think it was in, and it was in. Good call. The Basingstoke Bison are back in this one. It was a big shot that came in from Goulet, and you always know by the goalie's reaction, and straight away Peter Aubrey looked round. Let's just see that again.
Yeah, he's not fussing, so.
Well, I'll get a better view here, I think. Will we? Big shot comes in. Stop. Where's that puck? Now we'll definitely get a better view. Talk us through it.
Ooh, that's tight.
Russian linesman leading.
I think it's in. Doesn't matter anyways. They counted it, so.
So that's 3 goals to 1, and Goulet, the scorer, the big man, has brought one back to the Basingstoke Bison, and that's just what this game needed.
Yeah, as a coach, you never want to see your team go up a goal in the last 30 seconds of a period, especially going into the third, and this will give us something to build on here.
Well, yeah, your dressing room in a few minutes' time will just be pumped again, won't it?
Oh, for sure.
Good energy in it. So Goulet credited the goal, and Sean Thompson picks up the assist as well. Late chance of the Cardiff Devils. Now Basingstoke will come down the other end with Stewart. A touch of magic maybe from him. Chips it in on his backhand side. Goulet's waiting for it on the red line as the seconds count down. Are they going to have a last chance? They're not. And the second period comes to an end. It was a 1-0 first period. Campbell scored that goal. Basingstoke tried to get some rubber past that man, Peter Aubrey. They couldn't, though, and it was Tulip who scored the second. Pripyat made it 3-0. Was that game over? Well, maybe that goal inside just 30 seconds left has brought this game back. Goulet's goal means it's the Cardiff Devils 3, the Basingstoke Bison 1 after 40 minutes. We're back with more action. Third period coverage still to come. Welcome back to Basingstoke. That's the lady that's put the Basingstoke Bison back in this game. There's the goal judge that ruled that Jason Goulet's goal was a goal. And Brad, an important goal for this game and for your club, the Basingstoke Bison.
Yeah, like I said at the end of the period there, you know, as a hockey club, you never want to give up a goal in the last minute. And, you know, we were fortunate enough to get it, and you know, the boys are fired up again, and I think they're going to come out flying here. Was there some good energy in your dressing room after that goal so late? Yeah, for sure. You could tell the guys are getting down in between the first period, but you know, they seem a little more upbeat now, and we know we're back in this game, and anything can happen. It's a two-goal game. Yep. Worst lead in hockey, they say. Well, Michael Hicks is ready, blows his whistle, and if the Basingstoke Bison can get that next goal, it makes Cardiff a little edgy. They had that, we referred to it a couple of times, that 3-0 lead against Coventry and lost the game. And that'll be something that they'll be aware of, and Jared Adams will be making sure his players, you know, try not to do. Yeah, I'm sure that's always in the back of their minds. So are we in for a humdinging third period? Hartwick on the puck, Hughes goes across to him. Back to Pripyat. One of the goal scorers tonight, Mike Pripyat. Rink wide pass. Goes out to the Tulip. Campbell. Battling down low, just biased just by the Cardiff bench, and every single one of the Cardiff players stood up. Important game for them tonight if they are to be successful. By Jarvis, Toe is who knocks the puck all the way forward, collected by Patrick, left-handed shot, gets it out to Aldridge. I'm sure he'd rather be known as the coach of the Basingstoke Bison rather than the player coach, but very shortly I'm sure he'll be back to just coaching. Young Matt Toe. Puts his man wide, drop past to Phil Hill. Hill tries to get it to Silverthorne, intercepted Chambers. Goes now to Richardson. Chambers follows him across the ice. Richardson headmans the puck. Jarvis finishes, and finishes hard. He's such a big man. Where's Jarvis? And Richardson isn't such a big man. 2-on-1 if they play it right. Here's Toe. I think he'll shoot. He does shoot. And Goulet has got him and takes him into the boards. Penalty coming up, and it's going to be Goulet again, who heads to the penalty box. As Toe trying to get that shot away. Hicksy seems to have Goulet's number tonight. Let's just see it again. See if we can pick up. What does Hicksy see there? Oh, he sees a hole, does he? Yeah. Yeah, you can't put your arm around like that. So young Matt Toe, who's been on the rough end of a bit from the Basingstoke Bison, he seems a pretty inoffensive lad to me. What is it you Bison don't like about him? I don't know. I don't know. I know Patty must have a little thing for him because of the little 3-game suspension, but. So there's an eerie feeling inside the rink here in Cardiff. The fans are fairly comfortable. Well, they're not over comfortable here. They've seen their team lead before and go down. I'm still pretty confident Cardiff will win this game. They look in control, but Basingstoke Bison, we've seen it all. We saw it last year, and we've seen it already this year in Belfast. You know, they can come back. And as you say, 2 goals, worst lead in hockey. Kick smash comes in on Hinks by Hughes. What did Cardiff do? Did Cardiff just go pressing now looking for that goal, or being a little nervy? Do they kind of sit back attack? Well, I would think right now they'd be going all out to get that, that 4th goal. That makes a big difference in the game if they can score here. McCoy chips in, Ryder comes out, Pripyat goes into the corner. Patrick can't get there first bite, does second bite, throws one out. Oh, he doesn't get all the way out. Jarvis keeps it in. Good job, Jarvis. Campbell, final few seconds on the power play. Pripyat in close range. Reynolds moves his man, and the youngster. Hey, fair play, Matt Reynolds does a great job there moving one of the league's leading players, Pripyat, out of the way. Here's McIver, tries to get the puck to the net.
1 bite, 2 bites of the cherry for Pripyat and Campbell, but not to be. Derek Campbell's already got 1 against his old team. Opened the scoring tonight, first period goal. Only goal of the opening 20 minutes. And then 2-1 second period. Matulik, Pripyat and then Goulet bringing 1 back to the Basingstoke Bison. That's where we find ourselves right now. You see there, top left-hand corner of your screen, 16 minutes and 14 seconds remain in this third period. Will it be a third period or a third and final period? Will we go to overtime? Silverthorne jumps on Reiter there. I mean, with some of the penalties that have been called tonight, I'm surprised Silverthorne hasn't been called, or is he being? No, it's just the face-off that's coming out. Strange one.
Yeah, I don't even know. Are you supposed to blow the whistle in that circumstance, or that's interference?
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah.
No penalty called on Jason Silverthorne. So we're still 5 on 5. Face-off comes into the neutral zone. Toe collects. Skate to our young Matt Toe. Stone gets it. Chips it down. Patrick goes after it. Reiter with the stop. Patrick has it. Has an out to Thompson, but Thompson has got Silverthorne all over him. Hartwig comes down the middle. Finds Toe. Toe comfortable on the puck. Hill helps it on its way. Silverthorne goes after it. Reiter makes a play off the boards but doesn't clear the zone. Toe has the puck taken off him. And it's Brent Hughes that comes. Hughes, a choppy little skater, just chips the puck up and chips it out of the rink. Big McIver waits a face-off win, but he doesn't come his side. He goes from the tulip all the way back past Jarvis. McIver gives himself as an option. Jarvis took the wrong option. Shot comes to the outside. Aldridge was right at the back door. So close to getting the Bison back in this one. Cardiff now come with Tulip again. Goes to the left-hand side this time. Shot comes from the outside. Good quick glove hand there by Kevin Reiter.
We've got the winning ticket for the 50-50.
And the chances are coming either end right now.
4, 6, 8.
We'll see that chance again. Here's for Ryan Aldridge, wasn't it, on the back door?
Yeah, that was close. That's all you got to do with, you know, when you're playing with Chubbs, go to the net, keep your stick on the ice, and he'll find it.
Richardson in the face-off circle again. Face-off win for Basingstoke. And they look for that long, long pass, and Aldridge it is who goes to get there. That only get the icing, and he does. That's one way of getting from one end of the ring to the other, Brett. And they've tried it a couple of times, that long stretch pass.
Yeah, Chubbs loves that play, and you know, we have a play we run, and Chubbs is pretty good at hitting you with that pass from the other end of the rink, and if he doesn't have the pass there, he'll just throw it down, and that's the benefit of having the touch icing.
There is Ron Aldridge, his second year in charge of the Basingstoke Bison, a character building 18 months, I think we could say.
Yeah.
Silverthorne chips through the neutral zone. So just has Reed a second as the puck bounced over his stick. Comes back to Silverthorne on the backhand. He got deflected, and Reed takes that one out of the air, gets it to Chambers. Chambers will try and make the short, quick pass to Richardson, but it gets deflected. Picked up by McIver. McIver, who makes the simple play a lot, and just makes that short 6-8 foot pass. Obviously been around and knows what's what. The big fella. Again, just gets it, no nonsense. Chips it in. I don't think you're going to see too much overhandling of the puck from him.
No, and that's what you're looking for out of your big D-man like that to play a physical game, is to make the short passes off the boards and play defense.
Been quite impressed with him actually tonight. He's made those quick 6-8 foot passes, just a simple play, and hasn't been caught out of position at all. That's the big fella for the Cardiff Devils. 6'5", Doug McIver. Played in Holland last year. And there's the big fella for the Basingstoke Bison, Jeremy Cornish, trying to get his guys going. Character guy, isn't he? Tries to get the lads up, and always at it, Jeremy Cornish.
Oh yeah, he's a character, like you say, he's a character guy. He's always talking in the dressing room, on the bench, and you know, he would jump in front of a train for any of his teammates.
We saw on the highlights as Basingstoke lose a stick. It's Doug Stewart, Danny Stewart, who's lost his stick. Gets another one quickly back from the Basingstoke equipment manager, and he makes himself available for a pass here. Doesn't come to him though. Patrick with the again the long pass out. Stone gets there first, just ahead of Stewart. Caramedo. Nice tic-tac-toe passing. Here's the tulip. My apologies, it wasn't Caramedo, it was Campbell. Hughes picks the loose puck up. Pripich goes after him. Hughes has got it. And Pripich does a good job forcing Hughes, and Hughes has to cough the puck up eventually. And Pripich is the first man back. Hartwick on the puck right now. Hits the red line and gets it in deep. Fires a shot that Reiter deflects into his corner. Chambers makes a nice backhand pass. It misses out its intended opponent, which was Richardson. Aldridge's pass to Richardson wasn't a good one. Here is Caramedo this time. Francis goes to the net. Shot comes in, and just a blink of an eye, you see the quick left-hand glove of Kevin Reiter.
Yeah, he's so fast, and you know that's one thing I noticed, especially this morning, just shooting on him. And you know, like I said, I shot about 400 pucks on him this morning. And he wanted me to shoot about 100 just at his glove. You know, I sat up at the top of the circles taking slap shots, and not too many got by him.
It's amazing on a game day, some goalies, you know, don't like pre-game, and then some other goalies, like obviously this guy, they like to be worked on pre-game.
Yeah, and I know a lot of goalies that don't like that, and it's, you know, it's good to see a guy that wants to get out there and sharpen up before the game.
Aldridge again flew the zone then, looking for that long outlet pass. Couldn't come to him this time. I think Kevin Reiter will learn that actually he doesn't need to take 150 shots in practice. Playing with you guys, he's going to get plenty of rubber, isn't he, as the 60 minutes go on.
Yeah, I think he's had about 1,000 shots already.
There's a chance just out in front for Phil Hill. He just couldn't get on that loose puck. Chambers on the wall. He cuts to the middle. Beats Toe. They were away in Austria together with the GB team last year. And Chambers rims the puck. Aldridge can't get there. Reed cuts across. Puck just squeezes past him. Well, what Kevin Reiter's going to do, and what Kevin Reiter has done, is giving his team a chance that shot comes in there from Aldridge, because with just over 11 minutes remaining, Basingstoke are far out of this one. And Reiter has to give his, like every goalie in every team in every league, your goalie has to give your team a chance to win, and Kevin Reiter's done that. Here's the big fella, Goulet. You only need one to go in here, and it's twitchy backside time in Cardiff. But there's a lot of stick work going on there, and a bit of hooking and holding, and nothing called.
I'm not so sure. I can't understand why they're not calling anything.
Hinks is out there with Derry Campbell at the moment. Stone plays the back end as he has done for Cardiff for so many years. A lot of people actually question the Cardiff defence, you know, in the summer. Actually, they've been pretty solid tonight. They've again done the simple things right. Hardwick here, only the second time I've seen Hardwick play, and again has done the simple things right. Yeah,
for sure. They got their three big D, you know, Hardwick, McIver, and Jarvis. You know, they're all big guys, and they do the simple things. They get the puck out, make the short passes, and they've definitely played well for the guys tonight.
Here's Prpic again, cuts to the middle, takes a shot just wide, stick side of Kevin Reiter. Jeremy Cornish finishes his hit, but the puck is still in the offensive zone of the Cardiff Devils. Still Cardiff pressure, and they just try and get the puck to the net and then go to the net. Easy out for JC, and he does that. Jeremy Cornish chips only as far as the red line. We're into the final 10 minutes. Cardiff lead by 3-1. Stewart tries that pass down the middle. I don't know if that was the right idea. Reynolds, who I think has been exemplary tonight, the young fella, chips into the middle. Hill gets the puck, tries to move it forward, does to Hill. Hill is, Toe takes a shot. Toe it was who got Silverthorne. Another stunning stop by Reiter. Hill made the pass to Toe. Toe and Silverthorne did a tac-tac-toe. And again, Kevin Reiter comes up with the stop. I don't think we're going to have a big problem choosing our man of the match tonight, Brad.
Should be pretty easy from this end.
But I have to say how impressed I've been with young Kurt Reynolds as well, though. I mean, you know, coming in, playing every other shift, kill penalties, use the power plays, he's done very well. Silverthorne cuts to the middle, Richardson follows him, hits the red line, chips in, Francis goes a chasing, Silverthorne and Toe come for a change. Francis is in deep. Hinks and Caramedo are out there. Caramedo intercepts that long outlet pass in the direction of Chambers. The big guys have got to come to the fold now for the Basingstoke Bison. Your Stewarts, your Chambers, Richardsons. Something is needed, and there's only 8.5 minutes to get back on the score sheet. 3-1, the Bison trail in Cardiff. third game between these two teams this year. Basingstoke got absolutely hammered in Basingstoke by Cardiff a couple of weeks ago, 24 hours later, and then without a couple of guys, they came in here, Ryder stood on his head, and it was Basingstoke who got the win. Campbell puts the brakes on, looking for an option. Pripyat has gone too far. The Tulip can't get up on that one, and now it's Chambers. Chambers, red line, will it go in deep? No, Chambers runs into trouble. Here is Chambers, takes the shot, and when you saw Chambers with just a millisecond of time there, you expected the back of the net to bulge. He just shot wide. Aldridge working the corner with Jarvis. They're just trying to kick that puck free, and Aldridge does a good job getting that puck free. Hartwig just chips out through the neutral zone, collected by Latulip. Nice backhand play to Campbell. Campbell takes a shot. I don't think Ryder saw that till very late, and he got the blocker to it. Basingstoke, cross ice dump. Hill goes into the corner. Can't come out with it though. But it's Stone. He's got a lot of cotton wool and padding against his head. I don't know if he took one earlier. Just underneath his visor. Hand pass is called. And a break in play. Just over 7 minutes remaining. So big face-off here. Win needed for the Basingstoke Bison. And Brett Hughes, the 26-year-old from Toronto, wins it. Second bite of the cherry, but they can't get quality chances in front of Peter Aubrey right now, and they're struggling in that area. Ryder. Every time he comes out with that puck, I think it's going over the glass. Stewart makes a quick pass for young Thompson. Thompson couldn't get there. Stone does. Feed Silverthorne. Silverthorne's got toe one way. Francis drives the net. Silverthorne takes a shot. Ryder makes another save. Basingstoke with an easy out, but they almost failed to keep it in. Hughes cuts to the middle. One-timer comes in from Stewart. Silverthorne just chips out along the wall. Sensible play. Patrick collects. Every time I look up at that scoreboard, there's another minute that's just elapsed from it. We're down now to just over 6. Chipping on the backhand side. Hinks goes to get it, but Aubrey beats him to the puck. Jarvis tries to move it along the boards, and he does. Gets it to Francis. Francis can't find Cowmeadow. Cowmeadow and Hinks, and a big hit comes in from Patrick. Chambers, right-hand side. There's a spare man. It's Aldridge. Chance for Aldridge. He shoots. He scores! Ryan Aldridge shoots and scores. How about that for a pass by Greg Chambers? And the Basingstoke Bison, with less than 6 minutes remain, pull a goal back 3-2. Chambers down the right-hand side, and Brad, quickly, you just pointed straight away at Aldridge for a chance to make the pass, and he did make the pass, and what a lovely finish.
Oh, that was great. That's 3 goals in 3 games for Aldi playing with Chubbs now. And as soon as I saw Aldi streaking, I knew that Chubbs was going to hit him. And like we were saying before, Chubbs can make those passes. That's not an easy pass to make. What a great shot by Aldi.
That wasn't an easy pick-up either, was it? Aldridge
No, that was a hard pass.
Took the pass well and just finished high on Aubrey. We talked about goalies not having a lot to do, and in all fairness, Aubrey hasn't had a lot to do this period.
No, and then sometimes that works against them.
Yeah, and a chance comes along, and all of a sudden we got a hockey game back on here. I don't want to remind you too often, but on last Sunday, the Cardiff Devils led 3-0 here and went home losers. Gerard Adams won't want that to happen again. McIver in a battle with Chambers. I've got a feeling you're going to see so much of Chambers on the puck. Here is Chambers, backhand pass, what a play. I didn't see Reed, and I'm sat up here at the top of the seats. Chance out in front for Big Goulet. It's just caught up in the skates, and Basingstoke are going to press now, and that means that Cardiff will come with speed, and they do. The Tulip, but Pripyat doesn't follow him. Reed has got...
that's a hook.
That's got to be a hook. Not called. It is called now. It's only called when you and I called it, Brad. It was a late call and a late power play chance now for the Basingstoke Bison. Cardiff and the Tulip go into the penalty box. The man next to me is getting a little excited. He's every right to. The Basingstoke Bison trail just 3 goals to 2. We haven't seen good power play time for Basingstoke yet. Here is when it really needs to come.
Yeah, our power play has struggled all year, and
anytime, no flash photography.
Chambers playing the top here on the power play. Will the puck come back to him? Reid is being forced, but he gets it back to Stewart. Richardson is just in front of Aubrey's goal. Shot comes from the outside. He took a deflection off Richardson. Aubrey didn't know where he was, but he covered well. Hughes is the other man out there, and he shovels the puck round to Chambers. Chambers got a bit of help there. He tried to centre a pass. It ended up going to Hughes off a deflected skate. Silverthorne breaks, short-handed, hits the red line, chips it down, goes for a change. 40 seconds killed on Basingstoke's power play. Chambers, red line, I reckon he's out there for the whole 2 minutes of this power play. He took an awkward bounce off the boards. Aldridge couldn't find it. There's a loose puck out there. It's just got to fall, and it doesn't fall to the Basingstoke Bison. Reid comes for a change, looks exhausted. Aldridge, red line, blue line. Just couldn't get enough of the puck to get it in. Campbell, his former teammate from last year, rips it off him. And then Basingstoke clear all the way down. Kevin Reiter moves the puck quickly. Here's Chambers. Reiter, a man who's given the Basingstoke Bison a chance tonight. And the Basingstoke Bison players, short-handed as they are, they haven't let him down with a work ethic. And they're back in this game. 3:20 remaining. Chambers chips it, it's bouncing. It's one of those awkward-looking pucks. Here's Goulet, can he get a little bit of it? Oh, Silverthorne was just quick to a loose puck. Silverthorne down the right-hand side, pulls a move inside Chambers. Reiter covers up. 14 seconds left on the power play. A couple of chances there though, Brad. That bouncing, bobbling puck just in front of Aubrey.
Yeah, those are the ones that tend to worry teams. You just throw a little flick, you know, you just flick the puck on net. You know, a lot of the times those are the ones that go in.
04680 come to the
So an important face-off for the Cardiff Devils. If they can win it, they can pretty much wipe off the remaining few seconds of Basingstoke's power play. The Bison power play hasn't been at its very best tonight. They haven't had a lot of chances in fairness. Hicks hasn't called an awful lot either way. Here's Stewart, try and take Hartwick to the outside, drop pass instead. Hartwick tries to shovel out backhand side. Back with Stewart. Hughes goes to the front of the net. Gets creamed by Hartwick as well for his troubles. Back to Patrick. Patrick throws one at the net. Saved by Peter Aubrey and Danny Stewart. Just been in the blue ice that's just in front of Aubrey's goal. And Aubrey's seen more of the puck in the last couple of minutes than he's seen in the first 15-16 of this third period. Gerard Adams gets animated, hands in pockets. Big hit from Hartwick there. And it was Thompson, wasn't it, who just tried to get that puck out to Patrick. So we're back 5-on-5, folks. The Bison are far from out of this one. Red line and in. Wonder if they'll pull Kevin Reiter for the extra attacker. Perhaps not now, but maybe in another minute's time. We'll keep our eyes on that one. Good work in the corner by Phil Hill. Great work by Phil Hill. And Toe helps it on its way. Silverthorne is run over by Reid. And Basingstoke chip out. Nice play this time by Aldridge. Finds Chambers. Chambers cuts to the middle. Nice pass right through the skates. Aldridge takes a shot from an acute angle. What a great pass by Chambers again. I know we keep talking on about him, but looks like he was running into trouble there, and instead of running into trouble, he just made a gilt-edge pass. Reid, is the puck going to bounce over his stick? He's got to get some help back there. Stewart's going to come back. He does. He comes back and covers Prepich. Prepich puts the brakes on. Campbell. Well, Reid was weak, and there's a chance out in front, and tired bodies on both sides now in the white of Cardiff, the black of Basingstoke. Final minute on its way, and Reiter puts his hand up, he's waving, he wants to know if he's going to come. Here comes Kevin Reiter for the extra attacker. No goalie in the goal of the Basingstoke Bison. 6 skaters on now for the Basingstoke Bison. If Cardiff can get puck possession, but it comes to Reynolds, takes a shot, glove saved by Aubrey. It would have been nothing more than young Reynolds would have deserved than to shoot shot shelf. But Aubrey, showing his experience, stayed calm and got the glove up there quickly. But that's just what Basingstoke wanted to do with that extra attacker.
Yeah, you got to get the puck to the net, and that's exactly what we did there. Reynolds opened up on the point. Easy gave a nice little pass, and you know, it's too bad we didn't have a couple bodies, maybe a little bit lower of a shot.
Stewart in the face-off circle. Chambers is out there. Is it going to come to Reid or Hughes? extra attacker on, remember, and it's puck possession. Hughes, one timer comes from Reed, there's a loose bouncing puck, and they score. It's Greg Chambers with 44 seconds remaining. And for the second night running in Cardiff, the Devils throw away a 3-goal lead. It's the Cardiff Devils 3, the Basingstoke Bison 3, and the man we've talked about all night, Greg Chambers, ties it for the Bison.
Unbelievable. He just, a nice little shot on net. Tomo had a nice little tip, and it just popped right out to Chubb sitting in a smart spot.
So many times you see the goalie pulls and an empty net goal. And tonight we see what's supposed to happen. And Chambers got to that loose puck first. Just got outmanned down low down there, and that man again, Greg Chambers.
Sitting in the right spot. That's what smart players do, though. He knows where to go, and the puck usually comes to him.
Thompson will go forcing. Hardwick plays it off the boards. Pripich collects. There's a chance here for Campbell. Takes a shot, and Reiter again, just emphasising what a stalwart he has been tonight. Pripich trying to move the puck, but it's anxious playing Cardiff, and batted out of the air as we find the final dozen or so seconds in this third period. But folks, we are going to overtime, or it certainly looks that way. Cardiff come down the middle, hit the red line, chip in. Reiter comes out, and surely he'll just try and clear, and he does. He goes over the plexiglass, and what have we talked about all night was Kevin Reiter shooting the puck, and I think right on the 60-minute mark, it might have just cost his team a penalty. So here we go, there's Jared Adams, and his team are on the power play because the Basingstoke goalie, Kevin Reiter, who has been outstanding all night, he's just fired the puck into the crowd, and therefore the Cardiff Devils are on a 4-on-3 power play. You don't see a 4-on-3 too often, do you, Brad?
No, that's a lot of room, and you'd rather have a 4-on-3 almost than a 5-on-3 here.
So Richardson out there is the starting centreman for Basingstoke, and they're killing early, and here's a great chance for the Cardiff Devils. With Hartwig, he's got Pripich and Silverthorne. Those two have been reunited at the important time. They've been split up tonight, having led the lead in scoring, those two. Latulip is out there as well. Pripich, Silverthorne, Latulip. That's not a bad four to have out there on the power play, is it? And Basingstoke just battle, and Reed just battles and wins a loose puck. He's got a man to his right. Richardson to win it. Oh, what a stop by Aubrey. Got something of it. Richardson short-handed. Aubrey made the killer stop. Back come the Cardiff Devils. Red line. Latulip chips in. Reed, who's been probably had more ice time than anybody tonight, gets it back out to McIver. McIver winds one up, loose puck out in front, and Latulip shoots and scores. Game-winning goal. The Bison, so brave, they came back from 3-1 down to 3-3, but the Cardiff Devils win it in overtime. McIver had all the time in the world to step up on Kevin Reiter. He took the shots. Reiter couldn't do anything other than just make the stop. And there on the back door on the power play was Latulip to win it for the Cardiff Devils. Last time Basingstoke came down here, they sneaked it 4-3. This time it's the Devils. How did you see the game winner?
Yeah, this is a smart play. Nice shot. Guy's wide open on the back door for the rebound. There's nothing Rides can do. There's not much anything anyone can do here. It's like I said, it's an advantage to have a 4-on-3, like almost a more advantage to have a 4-on-3 than a 5-on-3, just because there's so much room out there, and there's not much you can do.
So unlucky for the Basingstoke Bison, but you know what? It was a good point gained. They came back hard in that third period, scored those 2 goals late in the third period. Aldridge and Chambers. But as the announcer here confirms, that game-winning goal was scored by Latulip, and it is the Cardiff Devils that win this one by 4-3. We'll have a lot more reaction and highlights of the goals from tonight when we come back. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back soon.
Hello and welcome back to the BMI Baby Elite Ice Hockey League here on Sky Sports, where the Cardiff Devils have snuck out a 4-3 win over the Basingstoke Bison in overtime. Hello, folks. Well, the Cardiff Devils gave up another 3-goal lead here, but this time they managed to sneak away with the 2 points. And alongside of me right now is a legend in British ice hockey, Shannon Hope, the now director of ice hockey here in Cardiff. And Shannon, you were the captain of GB during the heyday.
Yeah.
Captain here in Cardiff, very successful career, and you're back in the game.
Yeah, back in the game, and you sometimes have to wonder if it's a good move or bad news. But no, I'm enjoying it. We've got a fantastic owner down in Cardiff, and we've really changed things around here. I think you'll see by probably our branding and our brand partners and where we think we can help take this league.
Okay, well, we could talk about tonight's game right now, and really you guys got off to the dream start in the first period with Derek Campbell getting you guys on the board right away, and that's just what you want here at home.
Yeah, great bit of hustle by Campbell, just to get the puck out in front of the net, throw any backhand on the Bison's goalie, and we got a goal.
And then right, and you guys get on the board a 2-0 lead, and looking pretty strong.
Yeah, very strong. And then the Bisons come back, and again, this one just trickles through the back of the net, and Peter Aubrey. I'm not sure if it did cross the line, but they say it did.
But, I mean, really, Shannon, the Basingstoke Bison, they never gave up, and they're one of those teams that just keep coming at you. And Ryan Aldridge, 3 goals in 3 games, and he just shelves it.
Yeah, great goal by Aldridge. Good heads-up play, good pass across the front. Aldridge went the right way with the goalie running across upstairs. Then this...
Chambers right at the dying moments to send it in overtime. I bet your heart just jumped in your throat.
Well, it did, and you look at these things, and late minute goals, but then it goes into overtime here, and the Tupi's in a great position here off the side of the net, unmarked with the man advantage. We get the game winner. We go home happy. The Bisons go home with a point.
4 on 3 in overtime. You gotta be betting on you, eh?
Well, it was a late, it was that late penalty with the Bisons goalie throwing it over the boards. And one of those rules, we're happy going into the overtime with the extra man, and we took advantage of it.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, the man of the match, Kevin Ryder, the goaltender for the Basingstoke Bison, he stood on his head.
He's been outstanding. He's been down here twice now, and I think he's one of the top goalies in the league. So the Bisons have done a great job recruiting him. You see some of his saves here tonight. His save percentage must be huge, even though they've lost heavily. Basically down to being short benched, but. You can't fault their goalie. He's in the right place.
He's just always got great movement laterally and back and forth throughout his crease.
Yeah, he does move very well. And even though he goes down, he keeps his body relatively high. Yeah. And he finds the puck when it goes behind him. So he's very aware out there, very alert. And, I think the Bisons are very pleased they've got him on board.
And for you guys, I mean, how tough is it when you're just pummeling a guy in net like this? And you did get 4 goals in the end, but it's kind of disheartening, isn't it, when you know there's a backstopper back there that's playing so well?
Oh, it is. It's really disheartening. And I think the Challenge Cup games a couple of weeks ago back here when Bisons beat us, we pounded on this guy, and he shut us down, and they squeaked a win out of it, and they almost got away with one tonight. They came back and tied it up with a good last-minute effort. I think defensively we've made some key errors. I think there's areas we need to tighten up, and without Brad Voth, it's been a big hole in our lineup.
It is. I mean, he's such a key to your team, and really you could see a tentativeness in the Devils tonight. I mean, it was like you guys just couldn't put your foot on the gas to kind of finish the job.
Yeah, and I think with all the suspensions that have been flying around the league, I think players are a bit nervous. They don't really know where they stand in a lot of this. So I think hopefully there's some more clarity comes out of the league. At board level, we're trying to sort of sort out some of these issues that have probably been resting for a couple of years and haven't raised their heads, and all of a sudden they've got a ton of incidents they're dealing with at once, and it's putting a lot of pressure on everybody, and no more so than our club, without our number 1 goal scorer and our number 1 player.
Yeah.
He's my highest paid. Yeah, he's my captain. He's my highest paid guy, and I'm not allowed to get him out in the lineup, and it is frustrating, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it.
Right. Okay, well, early on, Dave Sims caught up with both head coaches, and here's what they had to say.
Ryan, a disappointing end, but was that a point won or a point lost?
I think a point gained, especially going down 3-0 off the bat. Coming back from that, it's what our team needed, I think. To play that hard in the third period and to play, as a team a little bit more. We had obviously a conversation in the period break about there's a bit of bitching going on the bench, so we cut that out and guys started working for each other. And I think it's a point gain, to be honest.
We've been talking, Brad and I have been talking about Greg Chambers all night. Makes a nice play for your goal and then scores the game tire himself.
Yeah, Chubbs is, we said before the game, didn't we? He's one of those guys that you you go to the net with your stick on the ice, it's going to go in. Like, it's just where it is. He puts it exactly where you want it every time, and it gives you an easy chance. It makes the shot a lot easier for you.
Was there some frustration right at the end of regulation with the penalty called against Kevin Reiter?
Yeah, I think there was some frustration with a lot of the calls tonight. The hit from behind was never called, and we give them a little jab. They give a couple of jabs each, and we're the one that takes the penalty. There's a lot of frustrating calls going on right now. I know it's a tough job. The referees have a tough job, but it's got to be consistent, and right now it's not, in my eyes. Right at the end of the game, the puck went over the low glass. They call a penalty a second before the end of the period, but we start the period. Regular. We don't drop the puck down the other end. I don't see what the call's going there. Like, it's you do your job or don't.
You say it's a point gained, and you will have Brad Cruikshank back for the weekend, so hopefully then get back to winning ways and start climbing the table.
Yeah, hopefully. Brad's obviously a massive player for us. He's a big point scorer. When him and Chubb's playing together, there's always a chance for us to win. So hopefully him back in the lineup. Hopefully Matt Miller in the lineup for the weekend. We'll look at a bit of a different team. Me back on the bench, and we'll go ahead and hopefully take some scalps again.
Jared, you've just said to me a win's a win, and you'll take the points and move up the table.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, and it wasn't a great game, but we're struggling a little bit, and I think everybody can see it on TV with a little bit with our confidence, and I'll take a win any time to get the spirits up a little bit.
We mentioned that you'd led Coventry 3-0 and they'd come back at you. Was deja vu going through your mind?
It wasn't going through my mind, but it's down to the
perhaps
players.
Some of your players.
Yeah, definitely the players. The body language and the confidence amongst their players. I think just some of the guys that go out there afraid to make mistakes, and if you play with quickness and intensity, the plays will happen. I think guys are just a little bit afraid right now.
Yeah, there were some plus points, and Silverthorne skates so well and looks dangerous every time he's out there.
Yeah, Silverthorne, I thought, played one of the best games I've seen him play in a long time. He really stepped up, especially on that line, and he's a premier player in the league, and I'm really proud of the way he played tonight. Yeah, and of course you get the overtime winner, and I would imagine the dressing room will be happy that you've come back and you've won the game. Oh, definitely. I think the boys will take it. They'll be excited. I told them to enjoy the win, and it's my job to be upset at the way the game was played. My job to look at the video and dissect it for them. Yeah. Does that mean the boys will be called in tomorrow, perhaps, for a bit of video? 100%, Susie.
Well, the quote of quotes from a coach is a win's a win, eh?
A win's a win. We'll take it any way we can get it, and we have to be really excited that we finally get some well-needed and well-deserved points in the league, and with Newcastle in the weekend, it's a big 4-point weekend for us.
And obviously you guys do have to look forward to guys getting back in your lineup, but again, Jared, making reference to a lack of confidence within the dressing room. I mean, how else can you guys get that back? I mean, obviously a win helps.
Well, getting Brad Voth back in the lineup is a big boost of confidence, and just knowing where they are with all these suspensions and the rules, I think that'll make a big difference, and the players can settle down. I think it's important that the players are protected, and some players feel that there might not be the right level of protection out there. So it's up to us at board level and with the coaches to set some good tariffs down and stick with them and drive this league forward. Yeah, well, ultimately it means for the Cardiff Devils is that you get to climb up the table a little bit after tonight's game. And then we can have a look at the league table now after the game. And for you guys, Shannon's looking a lot better than it did at the beginning of the game. You climbed up a spot. We climbed up a spot with a huge game against Newcastle this Saturday, which will be massive. Right, and Belfast, Nottingham looking really strong at the top, and Manchester, I suppose, surprising a few teams by being in third this early on in the season. Yeah, Manchester have come out of nowhere really, and they've done a good job recruiting this summer. I think we've been short-handed. Otherwise, I think we'd be up in the top half of the table, and hopefully we'll get Voth back and we'll climb up there. Okay, well, folks, here's the fixtures coming up this weekend. On Saturday, you can see the Cardiff Devils here are going to be playing Newcastle. That, like you said, is going to be a big one, isn't it, eh? And then Sheffield away at Hull. That's Sheffield want to get up the table too, and then Manchester and Belfast in the Challenge Cup. And then on Sunday, you can see the games there. Coventry playing Belfast. That'll be a huge one, won't it? That'll be a big one. That's that's the top of the table clash. So I might put my money on defensive Thorntons there. Right, and our next game coming to you here on Sky Sports will be Friday the 10th of October against it'll be the Coventry Blaze against the Belfast Giants. Again, that big game that we mentioned, 3:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Extra. Okay, and finally I've got a little bit of time, Shannon, to talk to you about the future of hockey here in Cardiff and what you guys are kind of looking forward to in the future. I think what Cardiff have done, we've got a great owner who's come into play. We've got a huge community development project going out, the Devils Community Foundation, which we've launched. I think we're going to do a lot more stuff out in the community. We've got some great partners involved. Cardiff Council have been superb in supporting us. You know, the drive here is to build a new building, an 8,000-seat venue right next to us, and hopefully we've made some improvements in this building to pack this place out.
When are you looking at the new arena perhaps kind of being finished and all up and running for you?
Well, they're talking they want to get it done within 3 to 5 years, so I'm hoping on the 3 years. I know the council have pulled back the arena project, and they've got a tenant ready to go into there. Plans they're working away this credit crunch. I'm not sure if it's going to affect us, but they say not. They're still showing positive signs in the next 3 years.
Yeah, and as you said earlier on, you know, ice hockey in this country really depends on all these teams pulling together and working hard as a unit to get this game to the forefront of what it could be.
Yeah, I think we're all partners. I think we've got a great partnership with Sky. Sky do a great job supporting the league, and I think the league needs to put a good product on the ice for Sky, which I think we've got to. We've got some issues within the league we need to sort out, but I think we're getting there, and hopefully get some new brand partners on board and really take the sport forward.
All right. Well, Shannon, it's been a pleasure having you here, and good to see you back in the game.
Good to see you, Nick.
You know, I'll see you around, eh?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, in the bar.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, thanks ever so much for joining us here on Sky Sports. As we said, the Cardiff Devils with a 4-3 overtime win against the Basingstoke Bison. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to the Cardiff Ice Arena as the Welsh national anthem just comes to its conclusion and the Welsh fans stand and cheer their Cardiff Devils team on. The Basingstoke Bison are in town, and I'm joined by Brad Cruikshank. And Brad, unfortunately you're not playing tonight, but welcome up here to the commentary booth, and your Basingstoke Bison team. Let's take a look at your forwards first of all. Big night for Mark Richardson. He's going to be playing with Greg Chambers.
Yeah, Richie's been unbelievable for us this year, and he's definitely been the most consistent player for us, and we're looking for him to do a big job, and I think he'll end up sticking on that line once I actually get back into action, which is nice.
Okay, your netminder Kevin Reiter, we saw him for the first time against the Belfast Giants, and he was outstanding that night, and he's been good since.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and you know, he was late getting in, and he's done a great job since. And
let's take a look at the Basingstoke Bison lineup. Is that how you expect the starting lineups to be, with Stewart on the left-hand side?
Yep. Tom O'Husey and Stewie are I think they played together a little bit last game, and
no Eric Braff tonight as well, so young Reynolds has got to step up.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the Cardiff Devils.
It's time to play the game. We're going to be hosting for the Bison fans.
Of course, without Brad Vogt, but in goal, Peter Aubrey. Second spell down here in Cardiff, and impressive netminder.
Yeah, he's been solid for them all the time, and he's a tough guy to score on, that's for sure.
They're big at the back, aren't they? Doug McIver, big lad, Hardwick, Jarvis.
Yeah, they got Big D. Both teams have Big D here, and it should be a physical game that way.
Up front, do you agree with me that Pripych and Silverthorne have just led the team right now?
Oh yeah, for sure. I played with Silverthorne in Detroit, and he's a super skilled, player, and he's hurt us every time we played him.
In this small rink as well, they've got such a big lineup. Let's see how they'll start off. Hinks at centre.
Yeah, Hinks has come in, and we know his game's going to be a speed game, and we got to find a way to control it.
Of course, Aubrey at the back end with Stone and Hardwick on D. Hinks centering Pripych and Campbell. We'll wait to see how that pans out. Speaking with Gerard Adams before the game, he had slightly different lineups. What's this guy like as a guy? Obviously, you've only known him 2 or 3 weeks. Has he fitted in well?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's a good kid. He works hard. He's a real technical goalie. You can tell that he works hard over the summers, and he does the little things well.
Okay, then, well, we're getting ready to go here. I think Kevin Ryder's going to face, is it Rita or Reiter?
Reiter.
Reiter, I was right. That's okay, that's good. You know how people get pippy on their names. So, Michael Hicks is our man in charge here in Cardiff, and we're off underway. We've got another great name, and the Tulip. We'll try and get that one right as the night goes on. And it's young Reynolds for the Basingstoke Bison. Tries to chip out, gets it through into the neutral zone. Bit of hack and chop early doors. Campbell getting involved. Hughes is run over a little bit by Stone. And the puck goes all the way back with the Bison collect. Pripich on the forecheck. Big hit coming in, a long hard hit as well. Only as far as the neutral zone, chip back in. Basingstoke go back together. They collect with Reed. Left-handed shot. Stewart hits the blue line. Will chip in and try and go deep on Jarvis. But it's the Tulip and Silverthorne it was who chipped all the way out. First line changed as Chambers, Richardson and player coach now Ryan Aldridge comes out onto the ice. It's Aldridge who picks up on that puck, takes it back in its defensive zone. It goes back to young Reynolds, who's been out there for the full minutes so far. Richardson hits the red line, tries to chip in. Aldridge goes to chase it. McIver gets there first. Huge man. Phil Hill on the boards. Richardson does a good job on him. Shot. Aim back in towards Aubrey's goal. Silverthorne just can't quite control. He'll go for a change and the puck streams all the way round to Reiter's goal. He misses out Goulet. Comes down the left-hand side as Cardiff's fans trying to get things going as Francis chips in. Hinks goes hard in. Reiter seems to play the puck very well. He seems to enjoy that side of the game.
Yeah, he works on it a lot in practice, and you can tell he's a guy that's going to play the puck a lot this year, and that's a big benefit for us.
Big Curtis Patrick back in the lineup for the Basingstoke team after his 3-game suspension. He's going to give up an icing here. And of course with Braff out of the lineup, so important that Patrick got back into it.
Yeah, we needed him desperately tonight. You know, Braffer's by far our best defensive defenseman. He has been for the last couple of years, and having him out hurts a lot, so it's good to have Paddy back.
I have to say, when I was in Coventry a couple of weeks ago, I saw Coventry and Cardiff. This Cardiff team, it looks as big a team as I can remember playing over in Britain for a number of years.
Yeah, they're definitely big. I mean, their whole back end is, you know, similar to ours. It's 6 foot plus and a couple 6'5"ers, and that Hartwick and McIver sure make up the side.
And the real big fella still to come back, isn't they?
Yeah, no kidding.
It must get dark in here when they all come in together. Here's Stone, who's got Hartwick as an option. The Tulip just tries to rob the puck off Big Goulet and puck back in the defensive zone with the Cardiff Devils. They'll try and come with Pripich. Bit of a high hit there by Patrick. Campbell's going to keep the puck in. Pripich makes his way to the goal. The Tulip has got Hartwick free, he can find him. He can't. Rims the puck, gets the cycle going. Here's Campbell. Hartwick kind of steps in, just made the wrong decision, intercepted. What's the trick of playing in this small rink against this big team, Brad? Certainly in the first 5 minutes when you know the Cardiff Devils, you know, are going to come hard at you. Well, just actually stay with it a second. The Tulip doesn't clear in as far as Stone on a redirect. The Tulip again trying to get their Pripich covered. But you know, don't you, in the dressing room, these first 5 minutes are so crucial.
Oh yeah, you know they're going to dump the puck and throw lots of body around, so basically you got to do the same thing back to them.
Puck again in the neutral zone. Hill battling out there. Patrick comes to the inside, gives the puck away. There's Silverthorne. Toe gets the shot away, rebounds off Reynolds, the young defender's ankle. There is an out here if the Basingstoke Bison, they just can't get clean puck at the moment, and they're forcing hard, aren't they, Cardiff?
Yeah, they always come hard, and we knew that in our game plan that they were going to, and we've got to find a way to get the pucks out and stop their pressure.
Big Phil Hill got the shot away, got intercepted. Puck just comes back into the neutral zone. Silverthorne again, who skates well. There's a delayed penalty. Francis comes onto the ice. Aubrey comes off it. And our first penalty coming in at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. What do you make of this Tulip? Have you seen much of him?
Yeah, I played against him the first game he was over here, and I was really impressed with him. You know, he hits, he's a skilled guy, but he plays with an edge, and I think he's going to help him out quite a bit.
A hard out by Reed, who clears all the way down where Hardwick collects. The cheer of "Come on, boys" from one of the Cardiff fans behind me. Cardiff have got good puck possession here. Silverthorne takes a shot, just got deflected off Reid. Reid seems to be everywhere right now. Richardson just in front of goal. Silverthorne sinks low. He's looking for the puck. He gets a quick shot away. Rebound given up, and Basingstoke get a good out. If your goalie makes the first save, you do. You've got to be the first to that loose puck.
Yeah, and we had everyone collapse there, and then that's exactly what we need to keep doing.
Usual for Silverthorne. Reid goes in with a hit, just misses Silverthorne. Reiter just moves the puck round, and it's a chance for a change. It's only going to be Reid who does change over. Silverthorne comes to the bench. Hill and McIver out now. There's Hinks. Hasn't had the greatest of starts to the former Newcastle Viper. Skates so well. Back to McIver, who's got Jarvis alongside him, but he decided to try and get a cycle going. Reiter just got a little bit mixed up with his defenseman there, and there's a loose puck out in front, and it's going to fall to Phil Hill. Falls to him on his backhand side though, chips low. And the Basingstoke Bison clear. So far so good on the Bison kill, Brad.
Yep, we'll take that any day right there.
Cardiff again, chip in, go and pick that loose puck up, and it bounces awkwardly here. Jarvis goes rink wide. McIver finds Hinks. And when this guy's on fire, he can skate as well as anybody. Jarvis winds up. Back to McIver, gets the wrist shot away. Took him a while to get it away, but once he got it away, he's had plenty on it. Here's Jarvis again. There's no lane for him to shoot that puck. Toe collects as we get down to the final 5 seconds. And in fact, as that puck bounces over Big McIver, the Basingstoke Bison and Danny Stewart are back to full strength. Basingstoke chip in. Stewart goes to collect. You glad to have him back? Because I thought he impressed last year, Stewart.
Yeah, Stewie's a good player. He's got the speed and the skill, and we wanted him back right from the start. But obviously, he got that job in Italy, and then we're glad to have him back now.
That was a bouncing little puck there that just came off McIver, and Aubrey had to be alert to the situation. It's scoreless here in Cardiff after 5 minutes and 46 seconds. And the Basingstoke Bison have weathered the storm. That early pressure that the Cardiff Devils have put on Ryan Aldridge's men. Jason Stone, long-serving player, only as far as young Thompson. Thompson picks up on that pass by Stone. Hughes it was who Stone. Actually, Thompson made a nice little pass out front there. And
that was nice.
Yeah, Hughes just couldn't quite finish on it. New to the league. And I thought he had a good game in Belfast, which was the first time I'd seen him play, Brent Hughes.
Hughesy, yeah. He's played well for us.
He was in Port Huron, wasn't he, last year?
Yeah, and they actually went to Game 7 of the finals and lost in triple OT, the Riders team.
And how's he settled in? Because it's awkward, isn't it, for the centre? You know, comes into a new league, new teammates.
Yeah, it's tough, and I don't think he's played centre his whole career, so it's a big challenge for him. But he's adapted well, and he's playing well right now.
Big Jason Goulet shovels the puck round on his backhand. Nice pass inside. Richardson collects, captain in the absence of Brad, who's alongside us. So centres out. Silverthorne got a bit of it. Here's Phil Hill. The Silverthorne offside waved off. Phil Hill holds on to the puck, gets pushed into the boards as well. He's troubled by the Basingstoke Bison. Hartwig rims around, gets an awkward bounce off the plexiglass here in Cardiff. Puck back out to Hill, gets the shot away. He's big and strong, Phil Hill. As far as Chambers, who collected, and Greg Chambers just shovels the puck into his corner. Cardiff come out down the other end, down the left-hand side. Cut to the middle. There's a man right out in front. It was Silverthorne. Just glides Jason Silverthorne. Super skater. Reid. Cross-ice pass. Spent 3 years in Amarillo, Trevor Reid, before joining the Basingstoke Bison. Steady defenseman to Ryan Aldridge. Or as we called him in the little interview earlier, the prolific Ryan Aldridge. As he quite rightly said, there's a problem if he's getting both your goals though, Brad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice play inside by the youngster on the shots. Let's talk about just Greg Chambers a second. You know, I've seen him play for a couple of years, and then I was very fortunate to go away with the GB system, and when you see Greg Chambers every day, you have a different opinion of him, don't you? He is so skilled, isn't he?
Yeah, it's to be honest, like I wonder sometimes why he's still in leagues like this, but you know, you think he'd be in the DEL or something. He's definitely got the skill for it, and I wish and I hope that that someday he can end up doing that.
Prippic makes a nice move. I'll tell you a little Chambers story about a possible move to Austria in the summer in a moment. Nick's breaking play. Still with Cardiff. Forecheck well. Getting the cycle going. Nice play inside. They're going to get the shot away. Campbell, what a glove. Kevin Reeder. Super glove. And he did well, didn't he, Campbell? He found some space.
Yeah, that was a nice little play. He faked him off with a behind-the-back pass there, and it kind of opened up, and he walked right down the middle, and what a great save by Kevin there.
So Greg Chambers, we'll get on to that Greg Chambers story. First game he plays for GB. We go into the pressure room afterwards. Must have been 5 agents, 3 coaches, all from Austria. And they'd all got the name, Chambers 24, written on their sheet. All very impressed. Chance out in front. Big chance for Silverthorne. Just couldn't convert. Just fell awkwardly to him, kind of in between his legs. And he'll rue that chance, because that was the best chance of the night so far from Silverthorne, who we've talked up already. He leads the lead in scoring, and he could have gone one further ahead there. Should have gone one further ahead. Basingstoke break down the right-hand side. Kick comes in from young Thompson. The young British lads are certainly making the most of the opportunity to play.
Tomo, he's played unbelievable for us, and he works so hard, and he's made he played here 3-4 years ago when I was here, and he's improved quite a bit since the last time.
Patrick has just given Silverthorne a bit of a headache. He just came across him and hit him with a good shoulder there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody maybe step up to Paddy tonight after the incident last time, and then a hit on Silverthorne there.
Here's Stewart, gets the shot away. This time it's the glove of Peter Aubrey. And Silverthorne with his head down right now. Super skilled player, but he took the big hit there.
Yeah, that was a big hit. He caught him coming across the middle, and those are the ones that hurt.
That was a great chance for him, though.
Yeah, that was close.
There's the hit.
Whoop.
Bang.
Keep your head up.
Mark Richardson in the face-off circle for the Bison. First year with the Bison after a year in Nottingham. Retakes a shot and it's hit. Is it Prippic? Perpic? Yeah, in the just caught him in the top of the helmet. Tough old boy. Jared Adams obviously saw something he liked in Perpic, didn't he? Only played 7 games last year, got injured. And Jared was very keen to sign him back. He obviously saw something he liked.
Yeah, he's played well. I think he's got, 9 goals in 6 games or something like that, and 7 games this year, and you can see why he wanted him back.
I know I'm no one to talk, Brad, but just looking at that picture of Jared Adams, has he put a few pounds on since he just started coaching?
No comment, no comment.
I joined the gym yesterday, got to get it off. Here's Campbell, backhand, shoots into the body of Reiter. They say the camera put £6 on you. I just didn't realise there was 10 cameras on me. Campbell down the far side, he's going to force Thompson. Silverthorne, there's a man out in front. The Tulip couldn't quite control. And the big fella, Trevor Reid, just chips into the opposite corner. He's got there first, but picked up by Silverthorne. Silverthorne just gets from one end of the ring to the other so effortlessly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's fast. He's a pretty smooth skater, that's for sure.
Is Kevin Reiter the kind of goalie who likes to see a lot of the puck? Is he? You know, you have some goalies who revel in it, don't they? I think of the goalie he had last year, Curtis Cruikshank, a guy who, the more you shot the puck at him, the better he was.
Yeah, I think Kevin's like that too.
Shot came in, and the quick left hand of Reeder just got a little bit of it. Chipped all the way out. Jarvis gets it, one-time pass. Nice pass as well. Toe tried to find Silverthorne. Basingstoke come back the other way as we hit the halfway mark in this first period. We're still scoreless at the Cardiff Ice Arena. Here at the Bay. Jeremy Cornish out on the ice. Young Burgess as well, battling. Jeremy Cornish got kicked out of the game here, played between the two teams a week or so ago. Silverthorne just tries to jump up and grab that one. So, goes to the left-hand side, picked up by Hinks. High off the glass, comes all the way around to the red line, chipped in. Hinks has to turn and go back, come back onside. Patrick collects. Leaves it now. Is Brent Hughes going to pick it up? He does. Hughes comes with speed, drop pass. Back to Patrick, who's got Goulet to his left. He misses Goulet out and chips down below. Awkward bounce off the boards. And Hardwick it was, who can't get it past Stewart. Good pressure now from Basingstoke. Danny Stewart, he's as skilled as they come. Hughes cycled this time, it was with Cardiff. Now the Basingstoke Bison got the cycle going. Young Thompson out there as well, and Stewart gets caught up in something. Cam Meadows just got a moment on the puck. And makes the easy out pass to Hartwick. Hartwick in the neutral zone. And gets the puck into the neutral zone, chip down. Young Reynolds goes back to get it, makes a long, long outlet pass. And Danny Stewart just tries to dipsy doodle and dance his way through. He was stood up, and now it's Francis that comes, so Pripitcher comes right the way down the middle. Takes Reid to the outside. Reid looks like he's got him. Did a good job of forcing him there, but the pass came through to Campbell. Jarvis collects. Fires the puck straight through the crease, just needed a tip, didn't get one. McIver, it's a huge man, Derek Campbell. Campbell goes to his backhand and scores! The Cardiff Devils take the lead. 12 minutes into this game. And it's the former Bison, Derek Campbell, who brought the puck forehand backhand and shot it low glove side past Kevin Rita. And it's the Cardiff Devils that lead by 1-0. It's a nice finish.
Yeah, that was a nice goal. He, he comes behind the net here. He knows he's got some traffic and just kind of throws it on net. Goes through someone's skates there, and not much you can do as a goalie there. You can't see it. You can't see it.
1-0 then. The Cardiff Devils lead. That goal coming from Derek Campbell. It's amazing how many times, isn't it, that players go back to score against the former clubs.
It seems to happen all the time. I think that's about 3 or 4, maybe 5 he's got against us in 3 games now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He had a good year in Basingstoke though. He scored well and contributed.
DC put up a lot more than I think he was expected to, and he came in and was kind of a star there last year, and it's a great stepping stone for him, and he's having a great start to this year too. He works hard, he hits hard, he can score, he can fight, he can do it all. He's a guy you want to have on any team.
I would imagine Ryan would have wanted him back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good pick up for the Cardiff Devils. Can they get back on level terms? Reid shoots one, and it just came off the skate of Latulip. Battle down low, Jarvis. Just out muscling the Bison forward. Young Mark Richardson. Latulip, backhand pass, finds Campbell. Campbell goes to his backhand, centres a pass. And it was Richardson who clears. Got a burst of speed on there, and Derek Campbell at the moment flying. Reiter comes from behind his goal, leaves it for Reid. Richardson comes for a change as Reid goes to the right-hand side. Jeremy Cornish is going to go after Stone here and finish a hit. Stone protects the puck well, helped out by Hinks. Just out of view as Stone now comes back into view to get it. Cuts to the middle, gets taken down. Penalty's going to come in, and it's going to be Jeremy Cornish who's going to be on his way to the penalty box. Delayed penalty. Penalty won't start until the Bison touch the puck. It's just happened now. And the Cardiff Devils go on their second power play of the night. Jeremy Cornish having a few words.
Yeah, he seems to be a little unhappy with that one.
Just got his stick caught up, didn't he? In the
yeah,
legs.
he went to poke for the puck, and sometimes it happens. Your stick gets caught up between his legs and takes the guy down, and it's not much you can do on that one.
Seeing it again. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
Jared Adams on the bench giving instruction. Ryan Aldridge is playing right wing at the moment. How awkward is it for a player coach to give instruction throughout the game?
It's almost impossible, really, because you got to focus on so many different things: your own game, everyone else's game, their game. It's the hardest job in hockey is to be a player coach.
Hinks couldn't quite get to that. Patrick steps up. It's a skilled boy, Patrick, and Toe just takes it off him. Tried to cut to the inside, and young Matt Toe, who had a good first year with Cardiff last year, leads the rush. Phil Hill just to the side of him. It comes to Hinks on the one-timer, straight into the glove of Kevin Rita. Now Kevin Rita fires the puck. A little bit of afters, and it's Ryan Aldridge and Matt Toe. Patrick steps in. Last time Patrick stepped in on Matt Toe, it cost him 3 games. I don't think he'll be doing that again. So Toe and Aldridge just having a few words. Do you see what that's about, Brad?
Sorry, I was kind of focused in on what was going on there.
It's
kind of missed what you asked me.
Let's just see it again. Nice one-time shot from Hinks, but then a little bit of afters between Toe and Aldridge.
Yeah, it's going to happen, especially with Aldi on the ice. He's a fiery little guy, and you know, the guy plays with heart and emotion, and he's going to be in people's faces all night, and that's just the way he is.
5.5 minutes remain then, first period. Just that Derek Campbell goal to report. The Cardiff Devils lead by that 1-0 in Silverthorne. The Tulip, Pripich, 3 super skilled players. The Tulip hammers straight into the chest, and I think if Rita can see it, Rita's going to stop it from there, isn't he?
Not too many are going to go in from over there, and good thing we had a whistle there on that last play, because Ryder put the puck down and shot it clean out of the rink there.
That would have been a penalty, of course, for delaying the game if the period had still been ongoing. Fortunately for Basingstoke it wasn't. It's a 5-on-4. If you're just joining us, what's a power play? Count those white shirts, there's 5 of them. Count the black shirts of Basingstoke, 4 of them. And Cardiff with Silverthorne gets the shot away. Hughes it is who's hard on the forecheck, and so he's hard just forcing. And
this is the rink to force in just because of the size of it. And
your penalty kill has to force it. You can't be passive in this rink, can you?
No, you want to be aggressive.
Here's Tulip, fakes the shot, and here comes Chambers. Super skill, gets the pass out to Hughes. Hughes, he just runs off his stick, looks frustrated. Chambers just gets it back. And sometimes he does things and it makes it look so easy, doesn't he? That must frustrate him and everybody who plays with him sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. He puts pucks through people's feet and through their legs and makes passes like it's nothing.
Chambers, he's probably going to just finish a hit and then come for a change. He does, gives it a little bit of a nod. As Mataiva hammers high off the glass. Jeremy Cornish back out battling. We're back 5-on-5. Jarvis is looking for the puck, he didn't get it, and Thompson's got an easy out. He'll come, and then he just shovels a pass. Perhaps should have just tried to get to the red line. Reed misses out Stewart and Richardson. Puck goes back where Jarvis collects behind the goal of Albury. Hinks is out there with Caramedo and Francis is going to run into that big brick wall, which is Jason Goulet. Played last year in Bakersfield. It's taken 2 big teams. Penalty coming in, there's a little bit of afters. But I think there's not a chance that the Basingstoke Goulet is going to retaliate with Neil Francis, because he's going to cost his team. And Francis it is, whose team is going to go to the penalty box, or has he called them both? He has called them both.
Yeah, I think Goose is a little upset there with the hit from behind that wasn't called here on Thompson. He just stand up for his player. And,
well, actually, he hasn't called them both. He's just called Goulet. Just a roughing call on Goulet.
Apparently Hicks must have missed the hit from behind. I think he was caught up in a little bit of traffic over there.
Yeah, that's the one I thought he called there. So Jason Goulet turned pro in 2005, the 25-year-old. Played in Bakersfield, as we said last year, at 160 penalty minutes, so he's used to sitting where he is now. There's certainly 2 teams that play the old way, isn't they?
Oh, for sure.
So the Tulip wins the face-off, gets it back, but it comes all the way past Hardwick collects, goes behind Albury's goal. When it's power play time, it's normally Silverthorne time, Pripich time, the Tulip time, and those are the 3 out there at the moment. Here is Silverthorne. There's another penalty coming in. It's going to be 5-on-3 power play time for the Cardiff Devils.
Well, this is exactly the situation we did not want to get into, and we talked about it a lot before the game, and we've talked about it a lot this year, and you know, our putting teams on power plays all game.
Greg Chambers it is that makes his way to the penalty box. 5-on-3 power play now for 1 minute and 40 seconds. So a hugely important time for the Basingstoke Bison. You don't want a big momentum change this close to the end of the period, do you?
No, not at all. It's the worst time to have it.
Silverthorne is going to get out to Hinks, who shoots one. And we said that your best penalty killer has to be your goalie. And Kevin Wright is going to have a bit of practice in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, he should get several shots here.
On the 5-on-3 power play, you hear fans around the league going shoot, shoot, shoot all the time, but players are a lot more patient than that. What is the key on the 5-on-3?
Well, you want to spread them out, get the penalty killers to move a bit, and that's what opens up your backdoor plays and the guys in the slots. So you got to take your time on a 5-on-3.
So let's see if Hinks is patient. He normally is. Silverthorne back door, goes out to Pripich. There was another chance out front. And it fell, that's a hill. It was a Gets off its moorings. Now he fell to Derek Campbell the chance. But a 5-on-3 chance there. Nice patient play. Nice pass by Silverthorne again. Pripich just couldn't quite get there. Puck fell to Campbell, but he was just bouncing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just bouncing all over the place there. And I think it was DC there that pretty much had a wide open net back door. And puck kind of bounced up on him.
Just be greedy for him to get another one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just sheer greed.
Just stinging us.
So only 17 seconds have expired on that 5-on-3. 1:23 and 1:43, the two penalties that are still outstanding. Face up deep in the Basingstoke Bison defensive zone. The Tulip again, good percentage of winning those face-offs. Silverthorne quick hands to Hinks. Hinks moves up a line, doesn't he, when he's on that power play. Hinks plays the top on the power play. The Tulip's an option one way. Goes to the Tulip, fakes the shot. The Tulip again, looks for Hinks. Silverthorne wants it. Back to the Tulip on the one-timer, just didn't get enough on it. Pripich from close range. Silverthorne tries to get it back to Hinks, but Silverthorne was under pressure and the pass wasn't perfect. The Devils come with speed with Campbell, tries to get it to the Tulip. Back to Silverthorne, backhand pass. Campbell, back to Hinks again, playing the top of the power play. 48 seconds as Hinks rips one, got a deflection. Comes back off the glass, Pripich collects. Silverthorne, one-timer maybe, no, goes back to Hinks. Silverthorne, looks like he's going to shoot it, doesn't he? And then just makes that clever little pass. The Tulip again. Basingstoke just have to be patient, can't force too much now. Hinks, back to the Tulip. And when you do try and force on the 5-on-4, you can't really force on the 5-on-3.
No, you got to sit back. You got to keep it tight, and you guys are doing a good job of doing it right now.
Pripich and Campbell, 1-2, 1-2. Still with Campbell, gets it into Pripich. Pripich couldn't just quite get enough on it, and Basingstoke are going to have an out. Are they on the 5-on-3? Yes, they do. And it was Shoes who clears all the way down to Aubrey's goal. Just 9 seconds on Jason Goulet's penalty. It's only 6 seconds now as Rod Hinks comes straight down the middle. Hinks played pretty much in every country in Europe. Switzerland, Austria, Denmark, you name it, he's been there. He's got some air miles, that boy. Goulet out of the penalty box. Hinks comes out to cover and finished by Hardwick. Still power play time, but only 5 seconds left on Greg Chambers' penalty. And Reid, who seems to have been out there all night. Kyver, it's just knocked off the puck as he makes a pass through the neutral zone. And we have just got over 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Just the one goal to report. The former Bison turned Devil, Derek Campbell. There's a time for a second. Well, Pripich, who picks it up on his skates. Lovely play, Pripich. What a stop, Rita. Stunning stop, Kevin Rita. And you talk about momentum changing moments. Has that just been one there? Could have been 2-0 if it wasn't for an outstanding stop on Pripich. Campbell has got Pripich going to the net again. And again, Rita puts his glove on the puck. As you know, Brad, I'm good mates with Paul Thompson, and the coach of the Coventry Blaze, and he told me the other night that one of the best displays of goaltending he'd seen in a couple of years was from Kevin Rita, and he's doing the same again tonight.
Yeah, he makes some unbelievable saves, and he did it here last time. Last time we played here last week, he was unbelievable. I think he made about 10 highlight reel saves. I haven't seen him. I think I've seen him let in one breakaway goal out of about 6 or 7 chances so far, so he's playing unbelievable for us.
Just over 50 seconds remain. He won't want to let another one in now. Basingstoke then just take that 1-goal deficit into the dressing room and have a chance to regroup. Can Stewart chip out? He can't. Good work by Basingstoke. You can never question the work ethic here, and they're battling against this big Cardiff Devils team. We saw in the highlights earlier, Cardiff went 3 up against the Coventry Blaze, and then fell apart a little bit second period, so always a chance to come back on this Cardiff team. Silverthorne out there with Hill and Toe. McIver gets the puck to the net. Just the simple things right. Puck behind Reiter's goal. Goulet it is, who's trying to pen it in there, but there is an out. And Basingstoke cut down the left-hand side with Hughes just offside, and Stewart tried to take that, ended up taking it in the side of the helmet. The word was that Stewart wasn't going to come back to Basingstoke. It was just took one in the mouth. You see the blood there?
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't coming back to Basingstoke. He was off to Italy. What happened there?
Yeah, he had signed in Italy, and to be honest, I don't even know what happened, the whole story of it, but we were fortunate enough to get him back, and we're glad to have him.
adds that skilled player, doesn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay then, folks, first period, it's done, it's over, and just the one goal to report here at the Cardiff Ice Arena. It went the way of the Cardiff Devils. It's why those fans are happy now. The former Basingstoke Bison, Derek Campbell, was the scorer, and after 20 minutes, the Basingstoke Bison go back into the dressing room. They trail by a goal to 0.